only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Niger what yo. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor, no more bad government. Niger war, no more bad government. Niger wars media, no more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria, no more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media, the number one media in Nigeria, no more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger war, no more bad government. Niger what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what media. Voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. 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 Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and he recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger what you.
Welcome. My name is Magnus Oraka. You see, let's not pretend about the realities that have suddenly become of us. And I'm talking about the declaration of Trump as designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Now, when you look at the reactions from the north, particularly the recent protests from Kano and the proclamation of the clerics saying that these bandits are their Muslim brothers, it goes to show one thing, that all these years of Christian annihilation has been secretly backed or encouraged by Muslims in the north. That is very, very painful. Hold on a second. I do video. I finish the video first. So I saw the protest in Kano. I'm actually not surprised. I'm actually not shocked. It just goes to reveal why the issue of terrorism has not been solved over the years. And the answer is simple. There is secret, applause or secret encouragement to their activities. As a matter of fact, let me tell you the truth. Christian lives don't matter as far as to the extremist Muslims in the north. Christian life don't. In fact, 1,000 lives of Christian can be annihilated. It doesn't mean anything to them. But touch one Muslim life, it matters. As far as they are concerned, these so-called terrorists are soldiers protecting Islam in the country. It goes to show that this issue that we have left undiscussed Now is the time to discuss it. Now is the time to talk about it. Are we going to leave? Are the Muslims in the north saying that America should stay off while they continue their unabated massacre of Christians? Or they have a way of stopping it? See, I'm not one person that has ever suggested this country to be divided. But with the way things are going, it is beginning to show clearly that we are not one and we are very incompatible. And if this is going to continue, then I suggest unequivocally that this country should break up. If we are in a situation whereby government look the other way when bandits or terrorists go taking people's lives, where customs say they have to give 7 bags of rice to appease bandits or terrorists, where communities have to hold meetings with bandits or terrorists, then we have a collapsed society. I've said it before now that the biggest problem in the religious north are these Muslim clerics. All they preach is hate. All they preach is intolerance. We cannot continue like this. If this is the time to discuss our religious differences and how we can coexist or separate, now is a good time. I condemn totally the annihilation of any life, be it a Muslim life or a Christian life. I condemn it entirely. But if we have clerics who will fight to support the atrocious activities of their foot soldiers, then we'll tell them that this country does not belong to you, that violence is not the monopoly of a section of the country, that we are all capable to take away lives, and we are all capable of installing peace. The choice is yours. Which do you want? My name is...
Part of the judgment for me was President Tinubu congratulating Okpebholo for the elections. And I wonder, what is he congratulating him for? Is it for the failure? Vimbai, like your data points out, 48% of the polling units got their logistical materials as I went due. 48. If you get 48 over 100, is that not a failure? So maybe I'm at CO. Since Fela sang about elections, after the 3 elections in Nigeria have constantly gone down. Like you said in your data, 20% of the people came out to vote. Is that not a death blow on Anambra that people don't even care about the president because they feel the president is a fraud, is manipulated, it's a scam? Then there was open buying. You see, Anambra election now became highest bidder. Even the governor, it was vote bazaar. The governor himself came out to say that even if they pay 100,000 per voter, I will still win. So he acknowledged that there's an open vote buying market, and everybody was... The police architecture they put in there, over 55,000 police officers that they said, total failure. In fact, EFCC was parading people with money in vote buying. That's the picture. So that picture making it around is the reflection of Anambra election. So I don't know what we are celebrating in this election. Okay, congratulations to Soludo anyway. We got 422,000. He had a landslide. He trounced everybody and all of that. Yeah, triumphalism. But I don't know what we are celebrating. What we should do, we should be donating tears for democracy this morning, no? And like I said before, INEC was already failing. You and Dr. Abati were arguing with me that day.
No, I still stand by that.
But for me, I have a first test case to justify what I said earlier on. I hate to be triumphalist in nature, but it happened because I know. You know why I told you INEC was already failing that time?
Why?
Because culture will eat strategy for breakfast, ayo. Is this the first election you hear that they will bring 55,000 police officers? People will not still come out for vote. There will still be vote buying. In fact, this time, there's a new mix to it. Sausage roll and malt and money. That's what they are sharing this time. So, congrats, Governor Sulu. Anyway, you've been given the mandate. You can change the lives of people. And I pray that it's going to be well with the Anambra. Other people are shouting and saying the election was cashed. Please don't go to court too. I'm not advising you. Onwosu, the ADC person, don't waste your money. Don't go to court, please. I'm not going to be there to say get to court. No, don't go to court. I'm being very brutally honest. As regards government saying an 81 decreased rates, you see, I'm not saying, I'm a patriot to the core. I want Nigeria to do well, but I'm not saying government should not espouse talking points. But let us do it with facts. He said 81% has dropped. But did the government also remember that as at 2024, Nigeria, that was already, I think, in position number 8 before, has climbed back to number 6 on the Global Terrorism Index. Our rating is 7.5 out of 10.
Very unfortunate.
So that means we are pass mark in terrorism. Pass mark 7.5 or 7.6 out of 10. If a child gets 7.5 or 7.6, is it not pass?
That's almost an A.
That's almost an A. So that's where we are getting almost an A in terrorism. And we also like the government to show us the empirical facts to the statistics, because underreporting is even happening. So we like to show us the facts, how they got that 81% dropping, because the IDP camps are still flourishing everywhere. People are still doing things in the IDP camps. Secondly, as regards the Muslim Muslim Islamic Council saying that, is it that they are saying that there are no killings of Christians? Because I don't understand. You see, I don't want to go into that tunnel because it's a rabbit hole. It's not a fight between Christians and Muslims, because that's the way people have turned it now. Please, it's not a fight. All we are just saying is all Nigerian life matter. Christians are being killed en masse. Muslims are being killed en masse. Can we stop the problem? And all of this conspiracy theory and propaganda that because Nigeria supported the two-state solution and all of that, please, it's not about that. Those are conspiracy spewing talking points. Let us face the fact that people are dying. And we cannot collect, because you see, when we pass through this phase and the killing continues en masse, it is the same people that will come out and say people are dying. So should we close our eyes and say Trump is the devil when people are dying, rather than solve the problem? But as with always everything that destroys Nigeria is the fact that people will now make it about tribe, about religion, about your section of the country, and the country will never move further. So after 15 years, those that are now still debating, oh, there's no Christian genocide, there's Christian genocide. Is it that they've not killed enough people in Nigeria? Because I don't even know the kind of mindset we have in this country. We are saying people are dying. Let's bring a solution to it. People are debating, oh, the nomenclature you use is not good. Are Christians not dying? Are Muslims not dying? Are everybody not? Have they not killed people enough? Should they be killing people? Should our country have pass mark 7.6% in terrorism? Please. All Nigerian lives should matter. And as regards the PDP, one day, one drama. I'm sure the drama is going to continue after this. It's not going to stop. Because the wiki factor will come again with another thing. And probably...
Viewers, let's begin what's trending. Focusing on the landslide re-election of Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo as governor of Anambra State. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Sunday congratulated Soludo, describing the victory as a testament to visionary leadership and significant progress under his administration. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Soludo winner with 422,664 votes, defeating his closest rival, Nicholas Ukachukwu of the All Progressives Congress, who secured 99,445 votes. Soludo described his landslide victory as an emphatic statement, saying Anambra spoke loudly during the election.
In partnership with you in the Anambra, in partnership with religious leaders, with our traditional and community leaders, in partnership with the traders, the hawkers, the wheelbarrow pushers, in partnership with the ordinary men and women of the Anambra, we, over the next 4 years, can say loudly that we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing. As I promised you, we're turning on to Gear 4, beginning from March.
Rufai, this election was characterized by low voter turnout and widespread vote buying. Although the resident electoral commissioner, Elizabeth Agu, dismissed vote buying claims as rumors and said neither INEC staff nor observers reported verified incidents. Let's take some reactions before I come to you, Rufai. This is from Nosa, who wrote, "Dear Mr. President, we thank you for your goodwill message to Governor Soludo. However, credible reports of voter inducement have emerged, hurting confidence. Given your transparency stance, we urge INEC to fully investigate and publish findings to protect electoral integrity." Well, Frank wrote on X, The Nigerian evil politicians have finally conquered the Nigerian people. What a society, sickening. Shame on India, Anambra. Poverty has been weaponized to the extent that exchange rate for Nigerian masses' lives is rice bread or malt and gala. Another ex-user wrote, "Congrats on the win, Governor Soludo, but now the real work begins. Dancing on stage is easy. Protecting your people from insecurity, addressing corruption, and delivering on promises like bringing the Taiwan to Anambra is what matters. Nigerians aren't here for celebrations. They need results. We're watching to see if your victory translates into meaningful action or just more political theater." And, you know, earlier I was discussing with our producer, Ikenna Kingsley, that, you know, it's quite difficult to produce this show because you literally have to go through the tweets and balance the reports. I'm sure you've experienced that. And, you know, it was just a resounding conversation online about the vote buying process that, you know, occurred at the Anambra election over the weekend. On Sunday, I hosted the morning show. We had our correspondent on ground who actually reported incidents of vote buying, even though the INEC rec is saying that there are rumors at this moment. But I also thought that President Tinubu's congratulatory message to Soludo was quite, you know, apt. It shows, you know, the sort of political alignment I would like to see in Nigeria. Your thoughts?
So, truth is, what do you expect the INEC rec to say? You think an INEC rec will be there, organize an election, and they will say there's vote buying, and she will say, yes, there's vote buying. That's the day I will stop being in Nigeria and humor me very well. The truth is, the INEC rec would deny it, but you see, facts are clear. We had Cynthia Mbomalu of Yaga that came to say, they said the vote buyers, if we advance, they don't carry POS. It's transfer they do now.
Electronic transmission of...
The INEC rec that is saying... Wait, electronic transmission of money. The INEC rec that is saying this thing. The INEC rec must be blind to the picture making the round of somebody that EFCC caught, that there was money in a bowl and there was a certain party tag on him. No, that's not vote buying. What was that? They were just shame, they were doing vote empowerment. And in numerous cases, the vote buy was so much to the extent that even the governor himself said, he said, like they give 100,000, he's going to win. So it's not an acknowledgement that vote buying was going on. Even the winner, he said, like they give 100,000, they're going to. What happened in Anambra was an open trading of votes. Yeah. So what do you expect President Tinubu to say? He will commend INEC, like he has commended. You think President Tinubu that... Anyway, that's even what is wrong with our democracy. A president brings in who becomes the INEC chief in the first place. A president appointed an INEC chief, he goes on his first duty. You think the president will condemn him and say he didn't do well? Yeah. But you can see the empirical results now, that close to 50% of the polling station didn't have materials as when the election started. Voter was low, turnout was low. Yes, I think, okay, maybe the only good spot was there was no massive insecurity and all of that. Yeah. We can commend them for that.
There was a killing, a councillor was shot.
There was a killing, a councillor.
Yeah, and he died.
You can see you've even punctuated my report. Yes. People even die in an election.
That should never happen
in the first place. So that's the kind of country we live in.
But
and may God save Nigeria. Right. That's just
in fairness, APGA was positioned to win. I mean, it always wins the Anambra elections, but, you know, this was seriously a landslide victory for Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. So we'll watch to see how he governs the state in the next 4 years. Congratulations to him. We hope he turns Anambra into the Taiwan. Is it Taiwan or Dubai?
Yes,
that he's always Dubai, not Taiwan.
It was the president
I thought it was Taiwan. Oh, okay.
Apparently
so we hope that he turns, my Anambra producer is saying, it's Dubai. We want Dubai at this point. Really, congratulations.
Let's not deceive ourselves.
Well, that's what he's promised. Congratulations, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo. In another development, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to move swiftly and diplomatically to persuade U.S. President Donald Trump to delay any action against Nigeria for at least 100 days. Speaking at the November Holy Ghost service at the Redemption City in Ogun State over the weekend, Adeboye warned that the situation requires wisdom and speed rather than confrontation. The pastor advised President Tinubu to find a way to convince Trump to delay actions, then return home and give security chiefs a 90-day ultimatum to eliminate terrorists or or resign, Adeboye warned that no foreign power, not China nor Russia, would intervene to defend Nigeria if military conflict erupted, calling for immediate exposure of terrorism sponsors and stronger accountability within security forces. Now, Ayo, this Pastor Adeboye's counsel, reflects the gravity of Nigeria's predicament at the moment, caught between Trump's threats and our own persistent insecurity crisis. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump over the weekend announced that America will boycott the G20 summit scheduled to hold in Johannesburg, South Africa later this month, citing claims of white persecution in the country. Trump described it as a total disgrace that South Africa is hosting the meeting of leaders from the world's largest economies, alleging that Afrikaners are being killed and their farms illegally confiscated. The claims of white genocide in South Africa have been dismissed by political parties in the country, including those representing Africans and other white communities. A South African court in February allegations as clearly imagined, while the government described them as widely discredited and unsupported by reliable evidence. South Africa's foreign ministry expressed regret over the White House decision, stating that Trump is orchestrating an imagined crisis using the painful history of South Africa's colonial past, insisting that crime affects all South Africans, regardless of race. Well, Trump's genocide of white South Africans mirrors his claims of Christian genocide in Nigeria that Nigerian authorities disputed, pointing instead to complex ethno-religious conflicts affecting both Christians and Muslims. I'd like your thoughts before I go to this story, Ayo, and also would like your thoughts as well on this particular story. But I don't want our viewers to lose the conversation with Pastor Adeboye advising President Tinubu to have Trump to hold off, and so that he can talk with the military chiefs, and also the fact that the U.S. president at this moment has boycotted that G20 summit in South Africa.
Even challenges South Africa being a member of the G20. But let me put that so that we don't lose, like you said. I think it's important because the number of voices now speaking, and now even trying to make it a Christian versus Muslim fight, whereby we're now losing the essence of what the issue is, which is that there is insecurity, there are Christians being killed in some parts of the country, freedom of religion, despite it being guaranteed by the Constitution, is not implemented or enforced in certain parts of the country. Now, Pastor Adeboye speaking up on Friday, I watched his speech, some people might consider it as long overdue, because people have been calling for Christian leaders in Nigeria to speak up and share their own reality. I say this because many of these churches have their branches, or by nature of their influence, understand what's going on in these parts. They have reports from some of their pastors who have been killed and members who have been attacked, or churches that have been burnt. Yes. So they understand the real issues that are going on. But I think his statement then put to rest why people had been asking, because he said that in the background he had been engaging with not just this current president, but previous presidents in trying to find a way to solve the problem of Christians being killed and generally the insecurity in the nation. Adding to his voice, we have the PFN president, Bishop Wale Oke, who stated emphatically that there is genocide against Christians. He has spoken concerning his constituents. Pastor Paul Enenche has been very consistent in calling out for this. We have pastors, of course. Bishop David Oyedepo is very vocal as well about it. So what I'm saying is that the people who are affected, the main stakeholders, have come out to now say that this is really happening, solve the problem. I do think that Pastor Adeboye's advice to the president is in good stead. To ask for some time from the president through diplomatic conversation, and that's why we've maintained on this table that please let us open diplomatic channels, and like Dr. Bati had mentioned, if we have to bring in experienced diplomats to the mix, let's do so, and let us ask for more time. If we're saying that we can solve the problem, give marching orders to these new service chiefs to fix the problem in 90 days. We know that Nigeria can fix the problem. We know that they know the people that are behind this terrorists, those who are funding the terrorists. They know. They know who they are. Well, do they have the political will to actually go after them? Trump can be the catalyst to finally solving this injustice that has been meted out on not just Christians, but Nigerians as a whole across different parts. Can we finally have peace in the nation?
Well said, Ayo, well said. Well, speaking about pastors who actually have experience, in the same vein, Journalist Ireti Bakare Yusuf anchored a special edition of Borderlines examining the contentious issues of insecurity, allegations of Christian genocide in Nigeria, and the Trump administration's threat to the Nigerian state. The program featured security consultant Dr. Kabiru Adamu, who provided data-driven analysis presenting statistics on terrorist killings in Nigeria, broken down by religious affiliation, offering empirical context to claims and counterclaims about the nature of violence in the country. The program also featured testimony from Reverend Joseph John Hayab, chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Kaduna State Chapter. Reverend Hayab shared harrowing personal testimony, revealing he had buried almost 2,000 people in Kaduna in the past, with over 300 more deaths following the 2002 Miss World riots. He expressed frustration on how attacks on Christians, including burned churches, killed pastors, and wiped out families, are routinely dismissed as mere communal clashes rather than targeted religious violence. Let's take a look.
I'm speaking as the pastor who buried the almost 2,000 people in 2000 in Kaduna. Quote me, my name is Reverend Hayab. I'm speaking as the pastor who also did the mass burial of the over 300 people of the Miss World Beauty pageant on the 23rd of November 2002. I'm also the pastor who came out publicly to denounce the Danish cartoon in 2006, but it later leads to the death of Christians in Maiduguri and death of Christians in Bauchi. So I have been around and I think I know this story. Listening, we are coiling it into the politics of America as if we are not in Nigeria. Sincerely speaking, there has been killings of Christians in northern Nigeria before even the advent of Boko Haram. I was in Kano. I just left Kano with 1 week, and the killing of the visit of Reabonke happened. People were caught. You know, it's a different thing that you are shot to death. It's something else that you are caught to pieces, caught by the neck, caught hard to death. I saw these cops. I had to run back. My pastor asked me, why did you come back? I said, no, I just left for Kaduna 1 week, and then I heard what happened to my people in places in Kano. I just came back. I was the pastor who first came out to condemn the Danish cartoon because I knew what was going to follow. But despite that effort, Christians were killed in Maiduguri. In Maiduguri in 2009, when Boko Haram started, they were never attacking Muslims. They actually went for the church because they said we are infidel.
Vimbai, this was quite explosive, but let's take a look at the summary of attacks on places of worship as Damu over the period of 2021 to 2025. He drew up this chart. It says a total of 100 targeted churches, resulting in 389 abductions and 100 killings. The years 2021, 23 incidents occurred. 137 people were abducted. In 2022, 33 incidents occurred. 74 people abducted and 47 people killed. I mean, this appeared to be, the peak years of this specific type of attack. Now, for mosques, Vimbai, are you watching? Over the same period, a total of 75 incidents targeted mosques, resulting in about 263 abductions and then 142 killings. Notably, abductions, 163 versus 389 overall. I mean, the year 2025, he says, saw the highest number of killings in mosques, a rise to 51 from 10 incidents. So the insecurity is speaking, as you see in that graph. Well, this critical conversation highlights the complexity of Nigeria's security challenges, where legitimate concerns about religious violence intersects with geopolitical narratives and domestic politics. Reverend Hayab's testimony of burying thousands cannot be dismissed. Yet, Dr. Adamu's statistics reminds us that terrorism affects Nigerians across faiths, while as Trump threatens Nigeria over genocide claims, the question remains, are we addressing security with facts and solutions, or allowing foreign powers to weaponize our tragedies for their own political agendas? And these are the sort of questions that are out there. And I think that this is what the federal government needs to study. These are people that are speaking. We have security experts. We have pastors, we have priests that are willing to give account. I remember that we hosted the Arewa community here, and one of the statements that I took dear to my heart was, why was it that the federal government left this whole insecurity issue until Trump wrote that tweet, instead of setting up a judicial panel of inquiry to have all these actors come and we investigate and tackle the problem, which is what I think should happen now, as Pastor Adeboye has also suggested. Your thoughts?
Gosh, there's so many things that come to mind with this, OG. Number one is data. Data, data, and data. I have to continue to emphasize that, because we see independent people coming with, with various elements of their data, with their own research, which is important. However, this is where we now see the vacuum that has been created by the fact that we're missing data. We're missing official.
All right, people, how are you guys doing today? I salute everybody right there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. Please, somebody acknowledge my voice quickly on the comment section. Can you hear me? Just say yes, because I don't want to speak and start all over again. I'll go on a quick break before you respond to that. All right. Thank you very much for that acknowledgement. God bless every one of you right there. Happy New Week to you all. Today is 10th November 2025. It's good to be back here again. I missed you all for not coming out yesterday. Ah, God. I will say I wanted to come out, but I was not having the time. But we are here again. We're still going to catch up what is happening. A lot have happened in Edo State. So from after this, my monologue, I'm going to present what is currently happening in Edo State between our Oba of Benin and the former governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, and the current governor of Edo State, Governor Okpebholo, and the people Edo liked, including myself. So everything in combined, we're going to be talking about it shortly. But meanwhile, I'd like to quickly acknowledge some of you on the comment section. Start with my mother of all Mommy Diaspora. Good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for all that you do for us. We appreciate you always. Thank you very much, Vivian Obede. Good evening to you, Joshua, Christian CXL. Thank you, my people. Lady Regina, thank you very much. My good evening to you, James Omer. I can see you. God bless you all. My brother, Abo Azi, thank you very much for all that you do. God bless you. Thanks for always being there. Sagbavo Kongai, thank you very much. Discussion Channel TV says more. My brother, I can see you all right there. Mother Peggy Modi, Mother Stella, Masaredo. Thank you, my people. God bless you all. Okay, I'm going to block you that is coming with that name. You don't need to come with, you don't need to come with that name. Go edit you. In fact, I won't block you, but I will ban you. Let me put you on timeout for 378 years first. Next time, don't put that name as your name. So put a proper name and come here. We don't want deception here. Elijah, thank you very much. Good evening to you. Appreciate you all. Thank you. My wonderful people. We have more people right there already. Kiss the Geraki is right there with us as well. Good evening to you. Emma, I can see you. Didi Anthony, Mone Ferreira, God bless you all. Grace Holmes, can see you right there. Timmy DB in the building. Thank you, Dixon the Agmon. I can see you right there. Thank you very much, my wonderful people. Gentle Man Edo TV, I can see right there. Emmanuel Shinazoom, thank you very much. Good evening to you. God bless you all. Michael and Emma in the building. Emma, thank you very much. God bless you all. Press on the like, help us to share. Tony Africa in the building. Good evening to you. Golden Night Stars is with us as well. Christian CXL and many others. People, now God will bless you now. We're both Felix, you're just coming in right now. God bless you. Every one of you that's going to come in later on, we appreciate you all. Let's do this. In my state, there's fire on the mountain, which the fire started since Governor Obaseki was in power. Yes, there's this thing you people call Mowaa. Yeah, Mowaa is about our heritage, the artifacts, and many others, that were stolen many years ago. As you or I know, that when some of these artifacts were returned back to Edo State, or rather to Benin, normally most of us clamor that these artifacts should be kept in the Oba Palace or the Museum of the Oba of Benin. But Governor Obaseki built another museum, which we are going to be taking from here, because I'm going to start with an article quickly so we understand where we are going. Then you hear from our Oba of Benin and the consigns Edolite. So, my people, I'd like us to start here because what's it? Where are you? Don't let me look for you, please. Just hold on, guys. I'm trying to get the article here. I guess there is, okay. There you go. Okay. Samuel Peter left a viral article today saying that official response from Mowaa people, which you mean from Obaseki's people. But let's take it. Samuel Peter has this to say. The Edo State government of the Godwin Obaseki contributed 3.8 billion naira to the Mowaa and also contributed the land for the asset facility and project to secure an equity joint administrative operation of the Mowaa Museum, to as well as guarantee the security of the investiture investment since it's to domicile on the Edo land, Benin City. Precisely, the Oba of Benin has no financial, physical, or spiritual contributions to the Mowaa project. Now, the Obaseki people, they talk so, yes. Then number 3, the Oba of Benin was not promised giving any 1% or 5% share of the ownership of the equity on Mowaa, as the Mowaa project is not designed for commercially or revenue generation. It could only serve as job creation and employment for the local indigenes. Number 4, the Mowaa Museum is not designed or set up as profit-making enterprise, hence will not generate IGRO for the state government. 5, the Mowaa Museum was vetted under an international charity program, and donations, donor, contributors, and countries involved in these donations are Edo State government of Nigeria under Governor Godwin Obaseki, Germany, US, and UK. These are the documented pioneers and operators of the Mowaa initiative. 6, that of the museum alleged that Palace and Monarch was given funds to build for the repatriation of the 190 artifacts to be repatriated was from Netherlands. Be reminded, we all saw in a video, in a speech read by the Oba's oldest daughter, as she introduced herself representing the father, mentioned her father, the Oba, has instructed her to notify all that the Oba Kenswa Cultural Center at Long Airport Road, Benin City, will be the location where those artifacts will be housed. As she said, the cultural complex will be remodeled for the purpose. This has got nothing to do with the Mowaa project, and the countries involved here are 2 separate countries, but the people are mixing them up. Mowaa is from the Germany initiative, not the Netherlands initiative. Okay, then he went on. He read a lot. In fact, he said a lot, there's so many pages, which I'm just going to leave that one on the screen, put another one there, which is the last one. You guys can pause and read later on. But I'd like us to listen to what our Oba of Benin have to say here. Then we take the concerns of Edolite. But before that, I'm going to post out a link for those of you that have interest on all we've presented today: the state of Nigeria, the insecurity, the killings of the Christian, the possible invasion of Donald Trump, the Edo State katakata between the palace and former governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, and the current governor of Edo State, Governor Okpebholo, all together. But I'm going to post down the links once the Oba Benin start talking. Thank you very much, guys. Press on the like, help us to share.
Mowaa announced plans for its opening. When I first heard his name, it was Mowaa. Now Mowaa. I get to your power. Mowaa is a Mowaa. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are therefore constrained to throw light on the lingering controversy surrounding the museum called Museum of West African Art, Mowaa. Mowaa was originally conceived as Benin Royal Museum. Did you all know that? Originally, before my coronation in 2016, my grandfather, Okpebholo II, my father, Okpebholo, and I, by the grace of God now, Okpebholo II, have been known to be canvassing for the return of our looted artifacts by the British in 1897. Some were returned by the British government during my grandfather's reign, and my grandfather sang a song and danced to it in appreciation and happiness. To which, in honor of my grandpa, I also now do the same song and dance whenever an artifact is returned. As if it is a kind of mysterious way to summon the return of other artifacts out there to come home. That's all. Yes, home to be housed in the proposed Benin Royal Museum. Not anywhere else. Some were returned during my father's reign. This was well celebrated during the former governor's comment, Ushomoli's administration, who joined the palace to receive the artifacts. As a diplomat, I carried on the struggle of my fathers for the return of the artifacts to the palace to far corners of the globe, because I was fortunate to serve my country in several countries. I presented my letters of credence to the King of Sweden, King of Norway, and Queen of Denmark, and President of Finland, President of Angola, President of Rome, and Albania, Republic of Albania. I invited Governor Obaseki shortly after he was sworn in 2017. I intimated him of how much my father and I had been fighting for the return of the stolen artifacts. I solicited for his collaboration, being the new governor of the state and I the new Oba on the throne. He promptly agreed to support this effort. On my second coronation anniversary, he was called to make some remarks and surprised everyone when he
meeting with the Benin Dialogue Group, some museums, and international donors who were already cooperating with him for the setting up of the Benin Royal Museum. And that he has invited them to Benin for the next meeting. He then said he couldn't see any better coronation anniversary gift he could give to me than that. Everyone applauded him, but somehow I was not so excited. I had a bad feeling about it. Instead of it to be jumping for joy, I had a bad feeling about it, as if something was wrong or going to go wrong. I'm sure my ancestors were prompting me not to believe the story. Then there was silence after that. Silence from Governor Obaseki. COVID-19 came in and complicated issues. During the period of COVID-19, I believe the evil, the plan, the bad plan, evil plan was also being perfected. That was the period now found out that a lot of money is coming with the artifacts to the palace, and they decided to divert it to their own pockets. Suddenly, I saw that they co-opted my eldest son into their conspiracy because they felt they would see him as the Crown Prince of Benin. They see him as the Crown Prince of Benin. That would prove that they are collaborating with the palace. And if they dragged them along with them, they would have succeeded in convincing international donors, particularly Germany, that they are collaborating with the palace. My dear son said that they constituted the Legacy Restoration Trust, and they have given him a board seat. I didn't send him there. He looked excited, of course. Poor child. He didn't understand the implications of what he was getting himself into, because he didn't remember or didn't care to remember that I've been teaching what I've been teaching him about people. For avoidance of doubt, the German government
Okay, I actually got this particular statement from our Oba of Benin. I wanted to be sure if this is realistic over this whole thing that our Oba actually said such thing about his own son. You know, according to what he was saying just now, it looks like he did. But because this was what I got, what you have right there on the screen, he said, no Oba of Benin has ever humiliated his son the way Oba Ewari did on live TV at the government house addressing Mowaa. He accused him of betrayal and said the crown prince is not the eldest prince. The Oba of Benin stated he will choose his own prince and that is his eldest son, will remain first son. No Oba of Benin has ever said the eldest son is not the crown prince until this Oba Ewari said it. Trouble is brewing and all that. So I saw this. I was a bit skeptical in presenting it because I don't know if this was true. But this, the area our Oba of Benin were going just now, although it might not stated it exactly how it is on that particular article, but I would like us to listen a little bit more.
And others who did not even understand our traditions and did not care to come to the source to find out for reasons best known to them. because they were also having interests of their own in the artifacts. They decided to drag this my eldest son that I loved into a conspiracy against his own heritage. And he was thanking for it. He also let himself be dragged into the conspiracy for obvious reasons because he refused to listen to the counsel of his father, the king that thought has been nurturing him since birth.
Lagos boys at war.
Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, 2 days ago, my people protested against the purported opening of the so-called Mowaa. It will be recalled that during the time of your predecessor in office, I suggested to him that the Edo State government should support the Oba of Benin in the pursuit of the return of the artifacts and the building of the Benin Royal Museum. This was duly agreed to by the erstwhile Governor Obaseki in conjunction with the National Council Commission for Museums and Monuments. I gave several referral letters to the then DG, Dr. General Abbas Tijani, for him to be able to negotiate with different museums in Europe and America. Surprisingly, I was no longer put in the picture of the pursuit of these artifacts and the support for the building of the Benin Royal Museum. Several agreements were signed by the then Director General of the NCEMM on behalf of the Oba of Benin, which I never saw up till now. Tijani Abbas and Governor Obaseki conspired against the palace of the Oba of Benin and started building what they call a Dome Museum of West Africa as a Mowaa. I was never put in the picture anymore. It was very sad to me. It was later made known that the finance for the Mowaa, which they were building, was only got from foreign donors who were made to believe that the Benin artifacts that will be returned will be housed in the Benin Royal Museum. The structure that is standing there was actually supported by foreign donors and the goodwill of the Oba of Benin to build a royal museum, the Benin Royal Museum. The so-called Mowaa is not the state government, it's not the state government project. It is a project that is meant to have Benin bronzes in the museum, known as the Benin Royal Museum. I have to keep on re-emphasizing this. I'm therefore in support of my people who came out a few days ago to protest against Mowaa opening of any sort. I therefore urge the state government to ensure that the Mowaa structure, which is under probe by the Edo State House of Assembly, is fully investigated and the source of finance and ownership made known. Your Excellency, for the information of the general public, the foreign donors are actually seeing this Mowaa structure as Benin Royal Museum. And I urge Your Excellency to let it be so. Your Excellency, distinguished Governor of Edo State, please, this was like my appeal to President Buhari in his private party that he had. I appeal to him with the president now, president, the former minister of Land Mohammed, minister of Arts and Culture, president, and all the key movers and shakers of the country were present. And I appeal to you, Mr. President, you have done so much to support us in the state, particularly the royal family, the royal court of Benin. As much as you have done, there are some people still scheming to reloot our artifacts. Please, Mr. President, don't let them reloot our artifacts. I'm appealing to His Excellency too. Please stop the opening of the Mowaa because it is fraught with greed, deceit, and mischief, and lack of transparency.
Okay, after this statement from the Oba of Benin, we saw some people, I've been so busy, I've been so engaged. Like I told you guys, I've been very, very engaged. So I saw some people from last night that they went there to pursue the foreigners that were working at the Mowaa premises out. So I believe the move, or because the audacity to do that, maybe it was coming from the Oba Benin or the Edo State governor, because we saw the commissioner of police there, according to what they said. But let's play this short video, then we'll listen to more people what they have to say, because I have a couple of videos to play. I'm going to cut everything short.
Yes, you can see they are evacuating the white men to leave the environment very fast. You see, they should leave the environment very fast. You can see they are leaving. They are all leaving. They are leaving. They are evacuating them out of the Mowaa. This is the Benin Royal Museum. You see, they are evacuating them. They are evacuating them.
All right. My people, that was what happened today. But I would like us to expatiate on that particular thing. Let's listen to what Comrade Stalios has have to say on that particular ground.
By the grace of God, is your human the Coordinator General and the Diaspora Connect. Yes, as I've said, this Comrade Stalios has also put by the grace of God, the sea of human in the state. The Coordinator General and the Diaspora Connect. It's I'm live here present to give you the real information and to avoid any unnecessary manipulations that is going on. First, this is the Benin Royal Museum. Now the white men you saw, they have a right to be here also because they donated money to build the Benin Royal Museum before it was changed by some elements who thinks that they are more intelligent than all other Edo people. Now the facts are clear. The Mr. Yenacho, who you saw identifying different locations to the white men, happens to be the managing director, managing the current company owned by Governor Obaseki, Afri Invest. The Yenacho that you saw is the managing director of Afri Invest, owned by Governor Obaseki. Now, as a people, you need to think and say what is truly going on. And the narrative that they are selling is that Edo does not want development, Edo want to put an end to this kind of development, they are planning to bring. That is not true. Edo people will jealously secure this particular infrastructure because it belongs to us. The royalty that we are talking about is part of us and also belongs to us. There are so many things you are not aware of. Tell the Henacho, who is managing this particular activity for now, tell him to deny the fact that he's not the managing director to Governor Obaseki, former governor of Edo State, Afri Invest. Go and confirm. This set of people, in fact, Afri Invest is owned by Obaseki, and in a church that you are seeing moving from one place to another here, this guy is the managing director to Obaseki. Afro-Invest. So are you now telling me that public infrastructure such like this should be converted to private use? There are so many detailed information that you are not aware of. So for those who are talking on social media, thinking that the door is preventing development, nobody is preventing development. Everybody wants this infrastructure will be protected, but this is a public infrastructure belonging to the great Edo people, and it is tagged the Benin Royal Museum. After now, the white men that you saw, they have the right to come here after spending 42 million euros. And also additional 90,000 euros, 90 million euros. And you expect them to come? Now, the secret will be made available. Certainly, they are going to visit the government of Edo State. Certainly, they are going to visit the Oba of Benin. All the facts will be made public. So for now, disregard those information that they are saying. Ihena Church will come and say that he is not the managing director currently managing Afro-Invest owned by Obaseki. Are you saying that because of the fact that you hated one or two persons will now allow individual to convert public infrastructure to himself? That is the issue we are having. I'm Comrade Stanley Osazon Sakunopodi. I want to do everything humanly possible to make sure that the right information gets to members of the public. Those who are manipulating, they go and ask them if they are doing free video. They are being paid to do whatever they are doing. And at the end of the day, if they succeed against the good people of Edo State, they will have their personal stake at the detriment of all of us. And our collective destiny will be at stake. Wise up, let nobody manipulate you. We hate no one. But for me, this is not about party affiliation. It is about Oja Ayasi Mowaa. Thank you. Thank you. And bye for now.
And the directive will be given to the people outside. In the next 5 minutes, you are not going to see anybody outside. But based on the instruction or directive that will be given by the Commissioner of Police in those states, will follow suit. When the further instruction comes,
God forbid a city where a Boston is the one speaking on behalf of young people in that city to foreign delegates, diplomats, and guests. God forbid. Forget that the governor has hurriedly now, realizing the huge diplomatic severity of that crime committed, that show of shame yesterday, and hurriedly brought the ambassadors and the diplomats to go and meet the Oba in the palace today, and lied that he was not aware of their coming. That is a lie, because I have it on good authority that weeks before now he was duly informed that these people are coming. We are talking about, and I'm not just here trying to hero worship people or maybe have a colonial mindset of people with foreign skin that I should worship. We are talking about strong diplomatic envoy, the EU ambassador to Nigeria, the German ambassador to Nigeria, the Netherlands ambassador, and several, up to 5 of these ambassadors were in that meeting that a Boston man was the one addressing, because if it was a smart child that was sent that errand, when you got there yesterday and realized the profile of the people there, you would ask that they should do whatever they want to do in the next 1 hour, which is also wrong, but fairly enough to say discretionally, you guys should pack whatever you are doing. You have 1 hour to round up. Let me speak to who sent me to say EPA is looking like we'll be maybe making a mistake. How obey you? How can you be that dull not to realize that you were going to put us in bad light? And right now that the Federal Ministry of Arts and Culture, the federal government has involved, that they are Okpebholo to order is running a skater coming to lie to Nigerians and Edo people that he was not aware. How can you be aware? Because the most important thing in the state doesn't bother, it is politics that bother you. It is a definite point to realize now that we have messed this up. And I call on all Edo-lites, the smart, the skilled, the educated, the exposed. Let's not leave this state to the hands of Agberos. It was surprising yesterday to see that we had a combination of security and insecurity forces. The same state where we have been complaining of cultism, of gangsterism, of Agberism, of toutism. Yesterday, we saw a combination of the Nigerian police force and some tout gathered together to storm a facility. And this is not politics. This shows, that's why these people can never be educated. This shows why they can never be exposed, why they are left in the back corner. When we are complaining that cultism are ravaging the whole place. Oh, there is so much of gangsterism, Agberos everywhere. You people kept quiet. And now it was time you activated them. See all of them now. Can you see them? Red eyes and all of them. The smoky boy entered the place. It was time to act. So, no worry. As with the shout reach, they keep them for corner. These same people. Now, the same states now all of us did. and then we say we want to make a do. Why are you fighting publicly and aiding privately? Which kind of nonsense be that? Who is a fool? Who is a fool? What is even now more unfortunate is the fact that the current Oba of Benin, Oba the second, Ogidigan, is reputed to be one of the most trained, or he has history and links with diplomacy, with international relations. It is on his Wikipedia account that is reported that he worked in the United Nations between 1981 and 1982. He's been a former ambassador to Angola and Sweden, with accreditation to Norway, to Sweden, and to Finland. And of course, also another special ambassador to Italy. You can imagine that same man sitting on the throne as the Oba of Benin would be in the same, and that rubbish happened. So it is not just honor for white skin. It is a fact that we do not. Of course, you see the way the federal government has taken it. It is very serious. You don't do that at a time like this. You want to sever relationship ties because of what? Politics? As somebody said, hey, you don't know who you are. Blah 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 blah. It's a very mona. If you don't have sense, some of us have got sense. You want to bring the state to hurt. Do you know how many of the benefit, how many of these things, what relationship we have built over the years, and how well is going to help us? And then you don't care because our girl won't vient. In all of the reports you have seen around the world, did you see Obaseki's name there? Did you see Obaseki's name there? This is the same thing we did in January of the 1897 that led us here. Who trained you people? Who gave you that level of where are you thinking from? Your anus? And then we talk, you say it's an Oba. To hell with Obaseki, I don't know Obaseki. Well, how can you bring that kind of show of shame to a city that not be alone now? Then a village you not from come. Now you are running a tasket and now you want to see how you can see. No matter what you do, nothing can erase that show of shame. And all of you tout and agberus that embarked on that journey yesterday, you are all ignoble. You hide your head in shame. Hide your head in shame. So very wow. What kind of nonsense character is that? Because of politics, you cannot think anymore. You go and disrupt an event. You go to a facility, you go and disrupt it because they sent you on an errand. The same governor that has a time limit. Bata 8 years. Assuming in the next election he wins it. Bata 8 years. And then the whole thing, and then you don't care. Say you are working for, you are fighting for the, who sent you? Which palace sent you that message? In 2025, somebody will send you on such errands. You cannot sit back and look at the pros and cons and say, no, sir, there'll be a better way to solve it. Plus, the fact that I'm aware that these people are behind the scene, be trying to create political and diplomatic solutions to these problems. Say, we don't mind. They even jettisoned the official opening to say, of course, these people are already here. Let them just come and do private viewing. No paparazzi, no public show yet. I think we are in the 18th century. Why do you send children to school? It's not so that they can come back with thinking mentality and be able to challenge status quo and argue and submit superior argument and then say, let's forge a way forward. No wonder you are never trained or exposed, because you have been kept to do hatchet job like this. Shame on all of you again. I said, shame on you if you were part of that group.
They see the propaganda was steady, just to try as much as possible to paint the whole narrative negatively. Now make you open your ear down and think. But if you say that video will be in circulation not come, the former governor of Edo State will deny him directly, say him not tell Obaseki, so they give him money for main income build. Okay, now as the builder finish, the name change. What we talk from the beginning before they started the big foundation, can't change in the evening when they don't roof on. Say no, so the name can't be again. Issue can't start. Now they can't say, okay, make everybody wait. As it be like this, make they reinvestigate whether that's true. Now they begin saying narrative say, oh, they want to bring that fire structure down. Oh, they plan to bring beautiful structure at Mowaa down. But who want to talk say that place no make sense? Who? It makes sense well, but the shady deals wey dey under, na everybody wan know. Now, as the dwarf dey kind of say, okay, make everybody hold on first. Wetin come make am be say dem no fit wait? Wey be say when some people dey church on Sunday, some people go dey relax on their work activity, they never even break. They just go follow the back door enter and say they don dey commission the project. You dey commission project, state delegation not dey. You dey commission project, Oba of Benin no even get delegation. Even if say Oba no come, it's okay. They want to do something for Benin, something of such wey that kind of magnitude. Make sense. None of them dey. Then later you carry some group of women dey shout "Amomori Mare" for Facebook. For Facebook. Now, when you say that everybody goes, this guy they go on. Now they say, okay, you made the stop. And you also know that Osiame or Sioni, you will go follow back here, smoke go Ibo, and they never even break. You're supposed to expect the other people come make sure say, no, it's not going to be so. You must wait, no, know what they go on here. If there are no secret or they don't get anything where they hide for them, why all this draggy, this kind of beautiful development, make them open. Who be the representative of from the upper palace for the board? Who be the representative? We don't know. Okay, who be government representative in the board? No one. Now, some people will say an massive investment. What is an investment? If investment not better the life of the people, is that an investment? Now, they call them say foreign investment. You spend capital, your capital project 11 billion in terms of your land, then 3.8 billion in terms of cash, repatriated for 2 million euro. Another additional 19 million euro for a bag. All this put together, at the end of the day, when they build that finish, you say no, say na charity. Now let me tell you the way that they organize that Mowaa. Imagine they organize that. The organizer in Mowaa say, now they'll say that non-profit organization, you know, even they pay tax to the state government. Okay, but could not talk say in terms of employment, which employment you want to give Edo people? When you say you don't already arrange them, the basic things, you don't already put people. The names where they either now Latoji, Tobiloba, Ihenacho, no Benima or Ishama or woman from a donut or man from a donut, they inside. All of them, then you can say the employment you want to create for people of those states for inside their own land, and everything they spend, now they will come be the cleaner. That when you employ anybody, you carry mop, they come start with the mop. Now people don't really know where they go on. So all these they are skirmishes or things that they do here and there. Make them make them open. If there is no secrecy, make them open. Let's Mowaa commence. Like me, I will visit Mowaa and I go pay the amount of money when they pay before they enter. But now them Mumu go sit back, he go watch whether they do things they are. Okay, now Oyibo, you bring Oyibo come the town. They say they never break, you smuggle they enter. As you smuggle they enter, feeling who supposed to tell them the history of the Benin? Na Igbo man, I want to go to explain to Igbo to tell us say then when they came through Ogoton. They now this was when you people now say now you want to explain to on our behalf. If not be sign of disrespect, now Facebook Oba go for a year and say that they open Mowaa. Why people not they listen? For me, as I did so, I have refused to be a slave. If anybody continue to say why is the Sakonabele not support, I will not support that. If I support that, I will say my education is waste. I am a man and I know what is good for myself and my people, and I will stand by it. Thank you and bye for now.
All right, on that particular one, a video circulated today, which still currently circulating, where Governor Obaseki stated that that particular museum is likely to be a gift to the Oba of Benin. I'm not too sure, but let's listen to what Obaseki have to say. This video that you just listened to from Comrade Stanley Sakonokodi, that this video that I'm about to play is the video he was referring to.
Before I end my speech, as you know, Your Royal Majesty, I just arrived this morning. About this same time yesterday in Leiden, in the Netherlands, the Benin Dialogue Group had a meeting. And for those of you who don't know, the Benin Dialogue Group is made up of all the prominent museums in Europe, members of the Royal Court, and officials of the government of Edo State. At that meeting yesterday, we decided, and I assured the group, that a Benin Royal Museum will be built and completed before the 20th of October in 3 years' time. We also got the commitment of the group that they were going to return many of the works that were taken from the palace during the unfortunate expedition in 1897. Your Royal Majesty, I believe that this is a befitting birthday present for you. Congratulations.
Okay, on that particular statement from the former governor of Edo State, Governor Obaseki, that this is a birthday gift for you and all that, I was polite in that presentation. Do you guys agree that Obaseki betrayed the Oba of Benin? Based on this video that you just watched. Yes, sending out the foreign investors from the Mowaa's building and all that, I'm not in support of that. I believe there's other way that would have, put these whole things without not embarrassing anybody. Do you get me? Because this particular video will scare a lot of investors away from those states. Let's have that in mind. But this particular video I just played, do you not agree that Obaseki betrayed the Oba of Benin after all the promises? We'll
Mr.
come back
Harris.
to that.
Okay.
Hold
Continue.
on.
Continue.
Let me come back. Yes, sir.
No, continue, sir. Continue.
Of the board. Yeah, good evening, guys. This is me, your brother, your friend, Human Steven, this evening. We are still on this issue of the Mowaa, issue, Wala, and today there was a protest at the front of the campus, and I've seen a lot of videos, some from the Obaseki supporter group, who are also supporter of the Mowaa, some from the people who actually went in protest against the opening of the Mowaa, and many others, and I decided to also jump in, and you guys knows my stand from the beginning. Now, I did a video this morning and I tried to explain, a lot of issues that actually transpired, before this Mowaa, concept came into existence. And right now, the problem with that concept now that most people are not trying to understand, it is one, the nomenclature, the name it is called, and two, the composition of the board that made up the Mowaa. And many of these Obaseki supporters are not trying to see reasons. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to see reasons from that angle. Okay, they are not seeing reasons. They are just being blindfolded by their hatred, which Obaseki has created in the minds of the Edos and some foreigners within the Edo metropole. To begin to see the palace and the throne as a problem for the development of Edo State. This is the strategy that he has been playing in the last 4 years of his administration. Because the Oba refused him taking ownership of the artifacts. If you go through the social media and see people talking like Abatobaze, like Ifaluyi, like Semi Rio, and many others, they are trying to paint the palace as the person or the group of people who are engaged in the development of Edo State. None of these people had actually sat down because they know the truth of the matter. They understood what Obaseki did. All they are trying to do is to find a way to paint the palace in in a bad light in order for people, other part of Edo, and other neighboring states who already had so much, enviness for the throne to be able to have the ability to throw tantamount to the palace of the Oba of Benin. I want to say this again. If Kingsley Enacho is an Igbo man, this is what he did today. Nobody can do it in the East. We must tell ourselves the truth. I don't know why all of us are trying to hide away from the reality. The land where this Mowaa was built on was not bought by these people who claim today they are the one that is in control of a Mowaa. If a Mowaa is an NGO, a non-governmental organization, and the government of the state is telling you, do not open that place until all matters involving that very particular project is settled. I think in a civilized society, some people are saying Edo is now retrogressing. In a civilized society where you live, those of you that live abroad, those of you that live in a place, the United Kingdom, that live in a place like Spain, like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, where monarchy system is still operating, you know and I know that such an inauguration today was not supposed to continue. They would have held that inauguration until all matters relating to the little issue that they had would have been resolved and settled. But what did they do? They went behind, even when the state government had already written them that there is already a probe on Mowaa's ownership, acquisition processes, and the funding of that very particular project from the international donor. If Kingsley Enacho, who today acted as if he's an emperor in a land where he has nothing that concerns that land, would have immediately written to those invitees, those foreign visitors.
So that incident that happened yesterday, it was avoidable. 2 wrongs cannot make a right. I know we are pained that instruction was given by the government in power. Governor Obaseki is not the governor of Edo State as of today. There's a governor in Edo State. like the governor said, there's a new sheriff in town. The governor of a state said that, hold on, anything that pertains to a Mowaa should be put on hold. Set up a committee to look into it. And even the State of Assembly is also investigating. I would have expected Philippine Nacho and Governor Obaseki in a way, at least avoid issue that pertain to a Mowaa pending the investigation. At least maybe a month or 2, the dust will settle. Then you can bring some of these foreign nationals to Benin. What happened yesterday was total embarrassment, and it could have been avoided. Like I said, those our brothers that went there yesterday, you may mean well, but we must have looked for a more diplomatic way to go about it. But for Governor Obaseki, who is an ex-governor, who is still trying to have a say after you have exited governance, it's also a bad thing. You will not tolerate this thing, Governor Obaseki. I know you won't tolerate this thing that you are doing to Okpebholo. You, Governor Obaseki, you will not tolerate it. I know how you fought Okpebholo tooth and nail, saying that it was still having a say in your government. The government said that, hold on, understand, looking at the controversy that surrounds a Mowaa, you didn't carry the Oba Benin along. We know a funds came, repatriated money came with the artifact. And there was a budget, Edo State money in a Mowaa. You said that a Mowaa now is a private charitable organization. Whatever thing that we spend there, they don't go. Yes, you should have waited for things to be looked at. So, no matter how pain you are, if you look at this matter, you also know that when the Niger Delta struggle was on,
foreign national was chased out of Niger Delta because due process was not followed. It banned the natural resources in the Niger Delta area. So why you also condemn those people that went there yesterday, but some of you supported Niger Delta struggle? Why? Because the right thing was not done. The locals felt that, okay, you are taking our oil, but you have not done the right thing you were supposed to do. That was why white man was chased and they were kidnapped. So we don't pray for that to happen anymore. And I also saw some faces of some of my brothers that were there yesterday. You know, you politicians are not to be trusted. There were some of you who were talking about the Mowaa matter that day. You guys were mute. You didn't say anything about a Mowaa because you don't want to offend your principal. That is why I don't trust the judgment of you politicians. You guys are always biased. But today now, you people are doing a Mowaa. So where were you guys who were doing a Batijanoja matter? You guys were mute because then you don't want to offend your principal. But you were first to come. And in fact, what you some of you did today was just a paparazzi. You guys know how to take like showmanship. You want to in every sensitive matter. You guys can come out to really discuss some cheap political point. We understand what it is. We know those who were with the Oba Benin all through this struggle of artifacts from the beginning. Even why a lot of people cannot even speak because of the fear of the present governor. Then, you know, some people that even sing hallelujah for Obaseki, they were there yesterday making noise. All of a sudden, I don't realize say Obaga talk, but when some of you have written using your hand to write so many rubbish against the palace in the past where you were put under Obaseki. But let's say that we are forgiving some of you people and let us move way forward. So the way forward is that there's a government on seat. Let's do everything to obey the pronouncement of the government and let's chat a way forward. Like I said, a Mowaa is a nice concept. Although bettered in betrayal, bettered in deceit. But at least it's a nice concept. Let's see how far we can have a Benin Royal Museum. I also have this in Mowaa. It's a win-win for us Edo people. So that foreigners and tourists can be trooped into Edo. It's a good thing. So let's find a way to move forward over this matter. And part of the issue is that some of you Obaseki loyalists, you guys are not also happy matter. You cannot even attract sympathy. You know, Mowaa must be open today. Oh, white protest. Mowaa must be open. Somebody in the UK, they make noise. As in, who are you challenging? Who be there? And then or you be girl. When you make such audacity statement, people want to challenge you. That's what happened yesterday. You people will make all those statements. You are threatening people. Mowaa must be open. You the UK. You say Mowaa must be open. Though you people should go out, do this, do that. We're going to write statement. We're going to write some very offensive statement. Nobody can stop a Mowaa. A Mowaa have come to stay. Oh God, a governor of a state, in collaboration with Oba Benin said, hold on, let's look into the matter. When I say Mowaa, you went inside your room, when you don't get 1,000 for inside your account, you say Mowaa must stay. You guys are the one overheating this matter. Make everybody calm down. Let those committee look into the matter as quick as possible. Resolve it so that we can make progress for the interest of everybody. But you see this when I continue boast, when I continue threatening, and I continue threatening after they don't see recharge on a phone with data and small thing on a one proof point. If you guys continue like this, you guys and you guys are playing the victim. Now on our principal, I made mistake. You guys are playing the victim. You cannot even look at Obaseki in the eye and say, for this matter, you don't try. Let's look at the way forward. But you want to instigate violence. You want to instigate. You want to insult people. You want to insult the IS. You insult the government. You will say the Oba Benin. You insult everybody. You will say that the people should look at you. They shouldn't talk to you. They talk to you. They want kill me. Now you they instigate violence. Now you they insult. Now you they play victim. So we will not mind you people. So let's look at the way forward. May God bless everybody.
No ni emu every man yen levian abati no oni ati e common sense no ogun ba ogun wo yan agbuwa kuwa ya pepe no mo bobo no ri na do yan do dem agbinaje no ekima. We are fighting for something that is rightfully belongs to us. And vie ma buriye ma bat ba bi wa yan we video agwa ni we o ba ma to buwa we governor na to buwa abi again one way for 8 years. You go be Obaseki was governor for 8 years. 8 good years. He couldn't transform Edo to London. Maseti ye do ye we boni ye jeni. What's it not telling now? Or we man is standing out tell what na tell Philip you wanna show. Or when you're the manager, you make I use pidgin talk am. Now the manager when they show them places yesterday. Look on Sunday, waiting don't get controversy. Waiting would they ask? And those people they ask because now we get land. Now Central Hospital, I have boy. Now we get the money. This way even donate money. From Edo State pulse, we know billions of money where we contribute. That's all you both put some money. Now they take build down. And we don't get stake. Now private stuff. Now we say it will be private for our land. For the money what we put and or both donated this money because of the article what they say that they bring. I be say it will be private thing. Not be private they start up. If you don't go ni ya poponi ya ni ba bola gba gbe ba gbo no gwo ba gwo o no gbenu wa iwa mu ebo gbo wa won da o wa atu agbe o get awe ri na that matter meta eboni o ya gele gbuwa do me matter matter let me to okay o be gbi me o wa me me about that we rubbish na about you na no Obaseki you wa do na iwa zuwa you people wey fear to le wa ya ba gbon. What's so difficult for somebody to understand here? On Sunday, some group of Emmanuel Viedo, I am not sure why. Here I do a clear in another way, Sunday be my rowa. My ido stop here, here. Here you attack with my Jima in, Aberuma in, Erokama in, no way a common sense, no Kogi or Shilo Kori, or Radije, Avatar of Radije. Wait. Why down here? On Anonia Museum. I want me Anonia Museum. I will make it wider. On a picture of Wagimana. What bear picture on a week bona. A Philippine show, okay, Omeniama Wai. Omeniama Waiba. This is an Obale Obaseki, Batia Buena, near John Mayeki. Adam is John Mayeki. One idea, Adam, the only one. Uya go eh. Goy, ya catching on Agbe. On a John Mayeki, Ubere, a John Mayeki, Adam yo, or between Afrivest owners and Mowaa, Obaseki, Philip Onasho, and Ike Ichoke, another of people, Mowaa Museum, where do? I'm a Mowaa Museum, I'm a Obaseki, people, Ogwambuwa, Lawyer, you
All right, there's tension everywhere, my people. My last video for today, so we can start talking. Let's take just 2 minutes from this one quickly.
And I told our people the implication of removing E, and there was a reason why E was removed. I will explain all of that. Now, like I was saying, Mowaa, it's an intellectual theft. Obaseki did not sit down and conceive the idea. It is not his idea in the first place. It is not a product of his ingenuity. If anybody is affiliating that physical building to him, is good, but the intellectualism behind the physical, it is not the physical building is what people are looking at, and it's so myopic that when we look at this physical building, this physical structure, that is not what we are supposed to look at. We are supposed to look at the brain behind the physical building. The brain behind the physical building, the intellectual idea, the brain that produced that physical building is not of its own creation. It is not of its own creation. It is rather the creation of the royal house. So, Mowaa is an intellectual theft. And like I said, there were some certain recommendations that I sent to some high places. one of the recommendations was that why would you bother yourself trying to go and build Benin Royal Museum when Mowaa is actually Benin Royal Museum, only stolen and the name changed? Because all the paraphernalia of idea, the entire structure, why it worked, why it became a reality is anchored on its originality being a Benin Royal Museum. So why should you bother trying to build another one when the one that has been built is a product of your intellectual capacity? It didn't belong to Obaseki. Obaseki never came up with the idea. A Mowaa never appeared anywhere until late 2019/2020. So when he became a governor in 2016, it was Benin Royal Museum. 2017, it was Benin Royal Museum. 2018, it was Benin Royal Museum. Until 2019, towards the late part of 2019. So that means at one point in time, it is the Benin Royal Museum idea that was stolen, metamorphosed. A very good example. A very good example is iPhone 17 and XR upgrading. Upgrading XR to iPhone 17. It's like an upgrade. The original idea is Benin Royal Museum. Someone stole that because he had the connect. He was a sitting governor. He stole the idea. That's an intellectual theft. Under international law, it's a criminal act. So he stole the idea. So part of my recommendation at that time was that why would you bother yourself trying to build your museum when the museum they said they have built is a product of your intellectual capacity? It's a product of the royal intellectual capacity. Why bother trying to build another one? When a boy, even a boy, which I also want to prove. I like proving things. For a statement of fact. For a statement of fact, I like to prove things. Now, I put it to every single of his followers, his supporters. I put it to them. Why is it that the so-called Mowaa is the only idea during the 8 years reign of Obaseki that got an international funding? 8 years, no Obaseki be. The only time the private investors, international funders, international sponsors, ya invest ye project do realigned, restructured, rephrased, reframed, and the three parties will now be in a good local standing consigning that museum. Then they will not hand over the management. The management, I can guarantee you, I'm sorry to say, if you are to ask me, the management should not be given to the palace. I'm sorry, that's my opinion. And the management should not be given to the state government. Should be given to this set of people who are already managing it. Some of them can be changed because that's how you're going to protect. Because you start seeing they are misbehaving. 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 So management of museums, it's not as a result of it's as a result of competency. So, but if there's an Edoma who is competent enough, not because it's an Edoma, if he's competent enough, It should be given to manage. It is a bad competency. That's how you run institutions and they don't fail. Most especially institutions like this that are of international recognition. Do you understand? So the management should be left for those who are in the private sector to manage with all terms and conditions agreed by the 3 states, of which the highest stake belongs to the Royal House, because it is an idea of the Royal House. And I'm sure that Ake with 3, 4, 5 meetings on the round tables, all of these things are laid bare. And when all of these things, this thing has nothing to do with emotion. See, I tell some of these Obaseki followers, some of them are too dumb. They usually do not understand why I use the word dumb for them. If, as a sitting governor, you could not defeat the Oba of Benin and the Benin people, do you not think that when he's on exile, when he had all the powers as a sitting governor, so issues, whether I heard how they were very boastful this morning that Ian Ashaw, one guy posted Ian Ashaw 100 Agobasimi people. He referred to them as Agobasimi rascals as 0. I knew the implication. I knew that the implication of stirring up we that are pro the palace is to agitate us to go and chase them out. And that's eventually what happened. I wasn't happy that those white diplomats were chased out. To be candid, I have also made my opinions known to people. Some of you are happy, but I'm not happy. I have my reasons. There are sensitivities to these things. What we should be interested in is how to make that place achievable, running, and meet up with the standard. We'll be able to rival every other best museums all over the world. We don't need negativity sort of around that building, that Benin Royal Museum. We don't. But in a way, these people tends to push us to a way that we have to prove to them at that time that and when you try to tell them that these things are not done with emotions, I see a lot of emotional readings that Benin people don't like good thing. Udo motorerame ni mahienwe ni mayanwe udo wa be emi yo because we development idea wo me nige gwa. How do these people think? What I have seen our people presented on social media all this while was there are some pending issues. That's what His Royal Majesty talked about. There were some deceptions. There were some lies. There were some certain things that were not true, that were not correct. There were some let us strengthen all of these issues so that everybody cannot be on the same page. Edoe emi yanari ho kuku noro erokbanologero.
All right. I appreciate every one of you right there, my people. That's all I have on this particular matter in Edo State. Although a lot of people have reacted, but we're going to present those videos differently tomorrow on our pre-recorded videos. So look out for that tomorrow, if the time is permissible, though. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you, my people. I appreciate every one of you right there. Thanks for your time with us today. My God, I will bless you. Now, what is currently happening right now in Edo State, I'm not happy about it at all. I'm not. How Obaseki ruled in Edo State and how he left Edo State, to my own understanding, my own perception, is very, very, very disgraceful. Let's be honest. You know, I understand some of you who love him, even though nobody sent them on and love him, you will not agree with me. It's very, very disgraceful. Obaseki was acting like a mini god while he was in office as a satanic governor of Edo State. Yes. Even, in fact, I don't want to go to that area. But unfortunately, the way people also went to Mowaa's building to evacuate those foreigners out of that building was totally unacceptable. Was totally unacceptable. Let's be honest. The presentation, the touting, the agberuism, the misbehaving, the destruction of the shares and everything outside was all uncalled for. All were, in fact, it was very, very disgraceful. There's other way they would have done that without not creating this everlasting, satanic, disgraceful image that will affect us probably forever. Yes, probably forever. It was not the right thing to do. I saw that video. I have to watch that video so many times. The way there was no composure. These guys did not comport themselves. There's nothing at all. Almost all of them there were touts. They were behaving like Agberu. Ebosto, who made speech to Ebosto, is somebody that I have respect for. But fortunately, it was so disgraceful to choose Ebosto to make speech in the presence of intellectualisms. That was so disgraceful. Edo people are learned people. That was so disgraceful. Listening to him, speaking to these individualisms, asking them to leave, his composure. Ah, God, how did we get here? Obaseki have laid a satanic footstep that have causes all this whole thing. For those of you that will blame Ebosto, that is a tout, blame Kabaka is a tout, blame Obaseki worked with them all. After using them, he dumped them. These people, they built so much hatred for him. Obaseki went to Tony Kabaka. I've said it so many times. He went to Tony Kabaka's house, his residence, to go beg him to support him. He went to Ebosto to beg him to support him. So for those of you who is always praising Obaseki's praises, I don't get it. I don't know where you are coming from. You need to understand the foundation of where we find ourselves today. Obaseki is the cause of the problem, this unending problem that is ongoing, where we don't know when it will ever finish. For those, Obaseki created them all. He disrespected the monarch. He acted like a mini god. He was deceptive in the statement, according to the video that I played just now. For those of you who love him, nobody asked you to love people. Instead of you to face the fact, you will prefer to embrace the satanical. Everything that just happened, the whole thing is just disgraceful. Let's be honest. Let's be honest for ourselves. I'm not interested who will pick offense from my monologue or my speech today. To hell with you, I'm born to ashes. Whoever. This is disgraceful. It's disgraceful, the whole thing. Obaseki ran away from Edo State. Since I grew up, the only governor I've seen that could not hand over. He ran away. He satanically ran away. Him and all his satanic supporters across abroad, they are celebrating satanism everywhere. Till today, nobody asked Obaseki to come back home. As speaking, he's on the run. Admin, anybody who commits rubbish there, Block them on earth and in heaven, no conscience. Please, I'm not here to gather what's it called? Multitude. No. Now only one person deal with me and you are honest, then I'm good to go with that. Anybody who comment directly or indirectly, they take comment and their comment looks suspicious, block them. If they leave, my subscriber will not show. You will not notice, say he come off for my subscriber. Because none of them want to hear the truth. When we are talking to these people here, me and my wonderful panelists every day here, it will look like we don't know what we are doing. It's very unfortunate. One person will come in and rule for 8 years. The person go, your go. Everybody will say, I'm gonna leave and I try. He built secretariat. He do that one. The same way Satanic Oshomole rule for 8 years. He behaved like Akberu. They jump from one fence, from window, they enter classroom. People were singing his praises. Oshomole try. Look where we are today. The whole Satanic foundation started all the way from Satanic Lucky Benedion. He handed over to Satanic Oshomole. Oshomole handed over to Satanic Obaseki. Satanic Obaseki handed over now to, or that's why he ran away. He produced or anyhow produced Satanic Okpebholo. Look where we are. I bet you God should give all of us long life, good health. We will be complaining of this Satanic Okpebholo later on because obviously Satanic Okpebholo is playing politics with this whole thing that is currently happening. Me, I not follow and do all this thing. I tell you now, I don't belong to none of you. All of them, I don't belong to them. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. This is crazy. Ebo Stone were giving speech. Baba, how did we get here? All my years in the university, as a proud Edolite, seeing Ebo Stone giving speech to intellectualism. This is disgraceful. Let's be honest. So they don't see any other person that can handle that speech anymore. Regardless of what, nobody. Waiting. Foreigners. No, then we are saying Edo is smelly. Edo is ugly. So where is the foreigners, the investors? Where are they coming from? Where are they coming from? You all should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. So disgraceful, man. Disgusting. It's so irritating. Listening to the speech of Ebo Stone, I was feeling goosebumps in my skin. Say, Jesus, how? If it was Satanic Okpebholo want to get somebody to stand and give that speech, he could not get anybody else that can do it. They hired Ebo Stone. Yes.
Sorry, a quick one. When Okpebholo became a governor, when he was sworn in after his after the announcement by the ANIC, there's something I said. I said the reason why it would be so difficult for Okpebholo to probe Obaseki is that Obaseki, before he became a governor, he was a banker for many years and he's a smooth operator. He's a digital fraudster. Okpebholo surrounded himself now with lots of tout, people who who are not digital savvy. They don't really have what it takes to probe Obaseki's government. That's why we are where we are today. Because they keep talking about, we all know the fraud. Obaseki.
Let me tell you, my brother, don't worry, you will give your submission. Just hold on. I don't want to forget what I'm saying. But if I have to add to what you are saying, it is clear, it is obvious, visible to the blind and audible to the deaf, that the problem of this foundation started from Satanic Lucky Benedion in capital letter, Satanic Oshomole in capital letter, Satanic Obaseki in capital letter. Then the current Satanic governor of Edo State, Okpebholo. Because every one of you are being sentimental. Everyone is embracing and practicing sentimentalism. Oh, I like this one now. I hope this. When you all come out, another person will say come out, you go, they hate that one. Or your sister of that group go come and say, no. Now, I not hear the video where I play yesterday, when that one talks. Una rule for 8 years now. Our tongue with the rule for 8 years is not concerned. Now, don't hear one video where I play yesterday. Or you guys are not paying attention. Because the OT have turned to, una don't do una own for 8 years, more do our own for 8 years. Ah, Baba, like trouble. Like big trouble, man. Like big trouble. Big trouble in Nigeria. I just don't want to say those things now. Somebody said, una don't do una own for 8 years. We dey do our own now for 8 years. Are you telling me those people mean well? Or they meant well for the Edolites? Or for themselves and their selfish interest? Is that what you are telling me? We're in big trouble in Nigeria, man. Okpebholo started like a lunatic, illiterate, disgraceful governor. Then he appoints lunatic, touting, agbeoism to represent him when it comes to speech. It's crazy. It's crazy. Listen, I know the look person eye they talk. Oh. I don't tell you now. I know the look person eye they talk. I know the look person eye they talk. I don't care if you are my brother, my father, my mother. If you messed up, I'll call you out. I don't send you. I don't send anybody, to be honest. If you are doing the right thing, you are my friend. If you are not doing the right thing, to hell with you, I burn to ashes. I don't care. I just the way one of two now talk say no company. I go very good. I will go live for Nigeria Watch. God punish all of you in advance. You get too head. God punish all of you in advance. Tomorrow morning, somebody make video say no company. I promise you, less than 48 hours, I will be in Benin. I will be at Ring Road. I will go live on Nigeria Watch. And they say, now I'm talking now, do I be? You don't get too head. Or if you are coming to me, will you leave your head at home? Look where we are today. Look where we are. Nothing, a door is smelling. Nothing is working. South have taken over the state. Agberu, smelling things. Who stole from the commonwealth of the Edo state bosses? They go to parties and spray money and dress nice and do that. Oh God. To be careful with my words, man. I'm very upset. Very upset. And if you all are still practicing sentimentalism with this my speech right now, no worry. Okpebholo will still do it 4 years or probably 8 years. Another lunatic will come in, right? That one will still come with the whole crowd. And if case not taken, in case you don't know, these same people, they are recycling themselves. They are carrying themselves along. If you don't know what that means, before I hang up with my monologue right now, let me tell you. Ebosto, Tony Kabaka, and Coles, they were stylishly in Lucky John's government. They were openly in Oshomole's government. They were openly and halfway in Obaseki's government. Now, they are now openly 100% as well in Okpebholo's government. That means the same people, if case not taken, whoever that is coming after Okpebholo, this group will also jump inside. They will always be there. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. It's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I'll leave it like that. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. For those of you that want to call in, this is the best time. I just want to take only 4 calls. After that, I'm not taking any calls anymore. Unfortunately, or rather, I apologize for that. Only 4 I did take. First 4. After that, I'm not to take another one again. Mr. Tony, please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, sir. Talk to us.
So, I will just try to use that call to stop you from being so sad. That's why I was trying to. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Trying to call you. You would have asked to do so because I saw the state that he was at. As an example, you want to bubble you up just to cut you off. From for being sad. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can see the way I'm speaking right now. You see that I'm not breathing, as usual. Very sorry, it's very painful, what is happening. Me myself, I'm totally down. Yesterday, when I saw this, I was at the WhatsApp group, try to also, participate there. It's just too painful that, you said that you did mention earlier on that it was forever. this is not recoverable. It's gone. And Benin City is gone. You know what I'm saying? It's gone. Because in Germany, anywhere you go to, you say Benin. They will say, Benin, Benin. They love the history of Benin. Go to Portugal. Everybody, everywhere. And now this will just come and just take that thing off. It's just off. And then 30th December is approaching. You see that our people, they are not, I don't know what is happening with our people. It's just like I said, they cost our place. Because 30th December is coming. Last year, according to the statistics, after Lagos State, Ogun and Odo, they didn't even get anything. But Benin City got a lot of millions of dollars for the tourists that came into Lagos and they went to Benin further because they heard about Benin. But now Benin is now in the it's worse than Afghanistan right now. It's worse than Afghanistan.
Okay, round up, sir.
There was yesterday. Sorry, sir. There was yesterday that the warning, warning signal they give to the United States. They didn't even include it. They included data, Bayelsa, Anambra, all those places. But they said that Edo State was safe. And then the same day, these people can just commit this, heinous crime.
All right.
No matter who is wrong, it's very bad to.
Okay, sir. We need to go now. Round up. We need to go. 10 seconds.
Yeah. No, it's just like Amazonas forest. It's just barbaric. It was barbaric. That act was barbaric. No matter who is right or who is wrong, they would have, approached them differently by saying, "Oh, we are sorry. Okay, how many hours do you guys need?"
Okay.
Because on the 11th was the opening ceremony on the 11th. So yesterday was just like a special.
Okay, Mr. Tony, can you round up, please?
Okay. You don't give everybody 10 minutes. Okay, sorry, sir. Thank you, sir.
Who did I give 10 minutes? Are you not the first caller? Please don't step on my distance. I cut you off, please. Thank you very much for calling in, Mr. Simon. You have only 2 minutes. Talk to us. Yeah, good evening to you, sir. Go ahead. 2 minutes.
They talk about development. Who say we don't need development for Edo State or for Nigeria? But last, they go see borrow money, person don't understand. They go say that the people development they come say I want to put that say that they tax all those things. The money, and then they say they use the money they do. Who has the money with the Obaseki? The Oyoba of Edo State tip of Edo State for them. They want she have all those business. Where the one carry those money go? I don't know they go. Well, where they want this money we do now? We got they go draw it for balance for that. So see about we didn't want to talk like this before. So let the bomb now Obaseki there. Now this is the one we have for those states. Obaseki. That man to do. Even if you to go school and a 419 it go become for the. But now wow, Obaseki to do it to do. Now not talking like that was.
Thank you, sir.
Now the go. Me no make no for affect you for Europe. Now be my make no affect us for it. But no good. We didn't do so. No too good like that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. Thank you. You that were calling in, this is the best time to call in. I'm not going to call anybody back today at all. If you are calling back again at 10 seconds, I'm moving to my panelists. I might not have opportunity to come back to the phone anymore. So before a call will come in, I'd like to address this person here. You are giving me point of correction. Obaseki did not produce Okpebholo. The satanic, what do they call him? The one we produce, we come here. What is his name again? Why I forget the name now? What do they call the person Obaseki bring now? Anybody on the panel?
Aswa Ighodalo.
Okay, thank you. The satanic Aswa Ighodalo what Obaseki bring. Although yes, I don't talk about everything where they affect Edo light now. Have you ever seen Aswa Ighodalo as an opposition since that time? Is that not enough for you to know that these people are all satanic? So tell me, how is Aswa Ighodalo would have been better than Okpebholo? Tell me. You are saying they did not present Okpebholo. Obaseki brought Aswa Ighodalo so that he would use it to cover all his satanic dealings. And God punished them in Orishi hand. They tell me, say, you don't hear Aswa Ighodalo don't talk or wait till they affect us today. Mona go tell us, that's why I talk. Both of you will go tell him or both him or God punish all of you now. Mr. Shimizi, talk to us, sir. 2 minutes. Good evening to you, sir. Go ahead, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good evening,
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Calm down, please. Calm down. High blood pressure it's really low. Please, my brother. Who make this into you? Please, calm down. Well, I didn't watch all of everything. I see your monologue and the last video I saw. The guy was talking about So, and I see something that saying, see, if the Obaseki did all of this, I don't know, but politics and all those things, sometimes I don't like to put mouth on some certain things. But as we Nigerians, it's good, but it's good to put mouth anywhere. So what I see there, what they did is by driving those people that way, it's not only in Edo that thing will affect. You affect all Nigerians. You affect Nigeria. This thing will affect Nigeria because the way they drove those people away, the whole world will see that. And you know how white people behave. You don't do them that way.
Very wrong. Very, very wrong.
It's not only white. It's not good. It's not good for the country, for the Nigeria as a whole. It's not good for the state. I don't know why.
Smelly things.
Angry. That anger issue that you have for that former governor. Calm down. That's the problem. That's politics Nigeria is playing, or whoever is playing that politics. It's not good. You never know when you're damaging your reputation, when you're damaging a whole country, when you're damaging a whole state. You just want to do it because that thing, what they did to you or what they did to you past, you want to do it back so that you will. No, it's not that way. Please.
All right, thank you.
Don't do that.
Thank you, Ogashimizi. Now 2 minutes I'll give you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I want everybody to understand. Sometimes when I give you 2 minutes, just walk with your 2 minutes. I'll be looking at your time. Some people, we all are used to this thing, especially some people on the panel. You give them 8 minutes. When you don't reach 8 minutes, they'll not be asking, oh, my time don't reach. You don't get wash for your hand. Your phone not there with you there. Even the way they talk for, they count. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate you all. I'd like us to hear from people on the panel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all. For those of you that is upset over my submission today, I don't care. I don't owe you any apology. Because those of you that is worshiping these people, you are worshiping them for your selfish interest, nothing else. You are expecting something from them. Not everybody, they expect something from these politicians. Thank you very much, Sir Louis, for joining us. Good evening to you, sir. Talk to us.
Good evening, Mr. Elvis. Good evening, everybody. And I so much appreciate your commitment and your passion for nation building. And I believe that is that is what we should all embrace rather than blind loyalty to a particular politician. Let the state confess to us. Let our institution confess to us, which is also, part of the state, not a particular individual. Before we go on, let me start from this point because I think many people are not educated about this whole struggle to where we currently are today. Many, many years ago, this current Oba of Benin, the grandfather of the current Oba of Benin, Oba Akenzwa, started the struggle for the return of our looted relics that are all over the different museums. Oba Akenzwa started this whole negotiation by talking with different people, government officials. That was all before the Nigerian independence. Now, that some relics were returned. When Oba Adeowa became the Oba, this discussion continued. The negotiation continues. Several diplomats went to the palace. The Oba Benin sent message to them. Several letters were sent abroad, and there been several discussions. When Obaseki became the governor, before Obaseki became the governor, this discussion was ongoing. There were several talks and all that. If someone else was the governor of Edo State, trust me, the funds would have still been returned with the artifacts. So nobody should come and say Obaseki played it was Obaseki's effort. No. It was ongoing already. If someone else had become the governor of Obaseki, the funds would have still been returned with the artifacts. So Obaseki did not. The palace did 90% of the struggle and 90% of the negotiations. So in every country where you have a monarch, a government work with the monarch. But there'll be some, some government officials in Nigeria who just want to do their own thing. Lucky Bindo did the same thing. When Lucky Bindo was a governor, he did not actually work fully with the palace with regards to development of the land, because when he became the governor, I was there when Oba Benin was saying, though I watched it on television, when he was telling the governor that the people need development in the land. So people who are saying the Benin people don't want development or the palace is fighting development, people should be truthful and honest. I hate when people allow, people just look at today and they don't want to verify what they are saying. They start spreading rubbish. The palace has always pushed the government to develop the state, develop the people, and empower the people. That has always been a discussion from the palace to the state government. Don't also forget that Lucky Benin did not also have a good time with a good relationship with the palace, because there were several things that Oba Eredewa heard him for with regards to development. When Oshomole became the governor, Oshomole promised the Oba when he went to the palace that he would develop the state, he would develop the road. If we actually want to be honest with that, and Oshomole took it on board, started doing some certain development with roads and all that. So Obaseki came the same thing. So this Oba Benin presented to him the ongoing negotiation and the progress they've made. Obaseki promised him that as a governor, he was going to work with the palace, and this current Oba presented the Royal Benin Museum. Don't forget that during Obaseki's inauguration, that was the coronation of this Oba of Benin. He just became the Oba. And one thing the Oba of Benin fought was CDA, where there were lots of touts in Benin. If you remember that there were a lot of touts in Benin, selling people's land and everything. This Oba of Benin fought it. And he also told the government to also join the palace in fighting insecurity in the state, fighting courtism in the state and everything. So the palace has always been very much involved in development matters in the state. So people should not come out, because people who are enemies of Benin and enemies of our institution, some non-Edos, they see this as an avenue to start saying rubbish. People, please be honest with your submissions. I will not take that from anybody to insult my people. You can disagree with the government. I have no business with Okpebholo or whatever, but do not insult the institution. Now, Obaseki made all the negotiations with the palace. And when it got to the point where the disagreement started, Obaseki was far more loyal to people that were not even of Benin interest, people living outside the state. On many occasions, I've met several people that served in Obaseki's government. And what they've said was people who benefited more from Obaseki's government, majority of them were not Edo people. They were people, Obaseki's friends living in Lagos. Most of the staffs in Obaseki's government, they were not Edo people. Every Friday, then, Mr. Elvis, Benin Airport will be filled up. People returning back to Lagos. Then every Monday, Benin Airport will be filled up with them returning back to Benin to work. So that was Obaseki's government. So Obaseki actually spent billions of Edo state funds in empowering his Lagos friends. Now, you had an agreement for the Benin Royal Museum. You now got to the peak of after everything has been finalized, you now changed it to Mowaa. What is Mowaa? Now, the simple question we've asked them over for some days now, that all Obaseki supporters, they've not answered this. Who is the owner of Mowaa? How can you build an institution like that, a monument like that, on a land worth 11 billion naira, 11.something billion naira? You also spent 3.something billion of the state fund. And now, you now come out to say the state government has no stake in it. It's for some private NGO. Who does that? If that happened in the developed country, for those of you who live abroad, supporting Obaseki and coming to say nonsense, shame on you. If the country you live in was run the same way Obaseki ran Edo State, will you be living in that country? So those of you living in the UK, supporting Obaseki coming out to do videos, insulting, saying all sorts of nonsense, shame on you. If UK was run the way Obaseki ran Edo State, will you be living in the UK? I hate when I see Nigerians, you live abroad, you enjoy the good institution and good governance abroad, you still support impunity back home. Shame on you. How can you spend such amount to build an institution like that, and then you say it's owned by a private NGO? If that was in the US or UK, Obaseki would be in prison right now. There was an agreement between the Dutch and some other European countries to return these artifacts to Benin with funds. 50-something million euros that was sent, that was given to Obaseki. What did they do with the money? 90 million euros that was also returned. What did they do with the money? Now, who is the owner of this current Mowaa that is now currently in Benin? Who owns it? Now, I don't like the way Okpebholo boys went over this whole thing. When they went to tell those guys to leave that place. The police, they could have allowed the police do their job. That is the duty of the police, to go there, address this. These are foreign diplomats. Go to them respectfully, address them, speak to them with civility, like, okay, please, the state government has just, there's an investigation going on right now. Please, we cannot allow this event to continue, and allow them do what they want to do in just few minutes, and let them respectfully leave. Escort them back to Proti Hotel that they all lodged. But for you to send a Boston, that is what I said when this man became a governor. I said, Obaseki surrounded himself with smooth criminals. But Okpebholo is making a mistake by surrounding himself with Agberus. That is the difference between Okpebholo and Obaseki. And I don't see what talk should be taking the front role in matters like this. But please, Edo people and those who are not Edos, you have to learn to look for the truth of what is happening. Do not allow your emotions declare your judgment and start supporting nonsense or rubbish. You don't come out you don't spend such an amount of money in an institution like this, and then you then secretly sell it over to a private NGO at the expense of the state. Come on, that's an insult on all Edo people. I don't have much time. I would have go further, but maybe when I come back again, I will then say more things on what I want to say because my time is over. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I'll come back again.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Lois, for that wonderful submission. Thanks for saying it how it is, regardless of whoever that will pick offense from it. You don't care. I appreciate you all right there. Thank you very much, my people. I'd like us to hear from Dream Nation. Then I come to Mr. Jonathan, Midwest people, before Mr. Odoa. Dream Nation, is good to have you on the show, my brother. Mr. Alabo,
Good
please talk to
evening,
us.
my brother, my brother. In a para today, good evening, sir. It's good sometime to pour it out. Good evening, sir, for what you do. However, I don't know if those people, the way you are crying out and expressing yourself because you want your state to be a better place, you want the leaders to do things right. But many are out there. They will be seeing you. They will say, waiting this one, they talk. Now you go can't change our culture. For Nigeria, corruption is a way of life. Good evening, everyone on the panelists. Good evening, Nigerians of the comment section. Let's continue to like and share. Thank you, our mommy Daspara. Thank you, Mr. Elvis, for what you do. God bless you, sir. However, Mr. Elvis, the mistake has been made. This shouting you are doing today, are you ready to go dirty? Because we will say that Edo State is over 70% of people in Edo State can read and write. Over 70% can read and write. It's not a place that you will say majority are illiterate. No, that is not Edo State for you. You have great minds. But are these minds and the intellectual, are they ready to go dirty? Like the Agboros, who have taken over the space of governance. That is the problem we have in Nigeria. Tinubu built himself with Agboros and few intellectuals. He used the Agboro on the street to carry out his activity he wants to do. And today is the president. So every one of them is taking steps from that way. The intellectuals, are they ready to go dirty like them? Because for us to take back Nigeria, everybody has to go mad. We have to rub ourselves in the mud the same way with them. The people have taken over the space. Are there anybody, the intellectuals you want to call? The Agboros make them win the election. They were at the feed. The intellectual that support Asu Igodalo. Okay, you people hate Obaseki. Idano Olumide will have somebody, one brilliant guy that even came to your channel to speak, who wants to be the governor. You have a lady who traveled from Canada, who wants to be governor. Are these people not much better than Okpebholo? But the intellectuals turned their eyes. Nobody wants to go dirty. The Agboro were on the road. They went dirty. They paid them for the work and they had an agreement. If we make you win, this is where we want to position ourselves. Today we are crying. So it's a wake-up call for every Nigerian that for us to take our country back, we must all wear this cap of Agboro face to face each other. That is the only way. You not go carry things, give a madman knife give madman and expect you get that knife from the knife madman with play buying bread or giving the madman money. He need to work like that or preaching, telling the madman this is how to do things. It doesn't work. Nigeria politics, they believe this is the way forward. That is why you have these characters now. They have occupied the space of leadership. You have this character. We made this mistake in River State. I will keep saying it. I will keep saying it. Because Amieshi betrayed Goodluck Jonathan. Everybody do not mind the character of Enyesu Wike. Everybody turned their back on Dakuku Peter side. These were the two people running. The frontline candidate we know. Enyesu Wike put them together. There is no way you will say, it's better than Dakuku. We know that the one will be lesser a Satan. But however, there is no way you will put Aso Igodalo in every area or put Olumide. Let's Aso Igodalo is the same color with Obaseki. It's coming to do the template of Obaseki. What of Olumide Akpatia? If you I pronounce the name wrongly, Mokona correct me. If you saw Olumide na agent of Obaseki, the Obaseki send them. What about other people? I know some of the candidates, which do people know, these people are very much better. Do they not see it? But they ignore because of what? Hey, Obaseki did, Obaseki did. Are you not seeing other people? You are allowed the least among you people. These people were there following Okpebholo. You people did not see that it was Agboro then. They follow Okpebholo from places to places. They fought and make him carry the ballot, intimidate people. Even after the election, they still went to court, beating people, doing all the dirty work. They declare him through the court. Today, they have, how you want to pursue them? They have an agreement. That is why you will have the list in a diplomatic place where you will see people, something, people, even the way you talk as a diplomat. There are things you don't mention. There is a way you don't talk. You put in Agboro speaking on behalf of the Edo government. You people will talk. Your governor, who is your governor? Is it not the same line with them? That is the thing. So this mistake has been made. You are going to live with it for 4 good years, if not for 8 years, except all of you go dirty like the Agboros and take over Edo state. So no matter your paper, your certificate, doctorate degree, everything you have, if you love your state, this is the time everyone should wake up in Nigeria and begin to think of how you can collect this power you gave to my people. It's not business as usual. If not, every day we will continue coming here, crying, talking, crying, talking. They will stay in their beer parlor, like you mentioned, Mr. Evie said, and they go drink. They will continue, as I'm talking to you now, the day for one at shower water with some people, they do blum blum. They are enjoying drinking beer. We are here shouting. You go, will continue to shout from now till tomorrow. They still hold the knife and yam. With the goat where they go take do pepper soup, which we, the citizen, now we they take do the pepper soup. They are eating the resources. Those people are criminal. Whatever thing is Okpebholo doing today, whatever thing is happening, before Okpebholo will leave Edo State, he will put his own company. He's already doing. Is the culture. They see it as a way of life. They don't see corruption as a sin, as something that is bad. They see it's an normal thing now. If you finish office, we'll go build one house for Abuja for you. Is it a normal thing to do? Who they build a house for people in abroad where you as this person serve as an MP or serve as a governor of where people where they US. Somebody serve as a governor of Texas, and that same person finish office. They say they will go for Washington, go buy one mansion, give back. So things that are not normal are things the practice we do. That is why they will finish. Obaseki build house for Adam Soshomole. Because it's a culture of way of doing things. With the resources of people, the same man, they are still paying them gratuity. They are still paying them pension while they are sitting as a senator. So it's a culture. They see it as a way of life. They will continue until we, the Nigeria people, will rise and decide to take the step of President Tinubu, grab it. It's not serve a la carte. You have to grab it. You have to run away with it. Every Nigerian must wake up and know that power is not serve a la carte. Whether you are a doctor, you are an engineer, whatever thing you have, professor, you must dress in an Agboro way and come out to take back your country. If not, there is no way. These people will continue to run with this power, and they are running with it. They don't know what to do with it. Because they didn't prepare for it. They just come to loot. They just come to take. They just come to share. That is why they are there. They have no plan of making anything better in Nigeria. I'm not just talking about Edo State. Nigeria at large. We are in big mess. Our country is bleeding today. As I'm talking to you, see, I pity people who are there because you are benefiting, taking some money. The media are pushing the false narrative to Nigerians. Go and live in the north, then you will know what people are going through in Bauchi State. You will know what somebody who is living in Katsina is going through. Ask Igbo man who is doing business in Katsina, he will tell you his experience. Ask an Igbo man who is doing business in Sokoto, he will tell you his experience as a Christian. A lot is going on. We cannot exist in a place where different constitution is operating, and one that seems to be a lesser one that was smuggled into our constitution is bigger than the whole constitution of Nigeria. We must unite as a people and come together to take back our country. Our country is bleeding. It needs you, the professor. Professor, you are not there to rig election. You are there to help to build your nation. Professors in other places, they are known for good character. It's not just about reading or writing books. But today, professors in Nigeria are known for professors of rigging of election. Even those that claim that they are intellectuals, they are technocrats. Look at the character of Soludo today. He was a central bank. He was a central bank governor. Look at Soludo today. The same Soludo. Look at what he's doing in Anambra State. Look at the kind of election. You call them Democrat. It's the same way people push Obaseki. Democrat. You call them name. Set of wrong people coming in. Mr. Elvis, thank you. A new Nigeria is coming, and it is possible, but we must rise to take it.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Mr. Alabo. God bless you, sir. I really appreciate you. Thank you. 3 more to go. Mr. Jonathan, please talk to us. Thanks for your long wait. Please talk to us. I go over to you.
Hello, Mr. Elvis. I greet you.
Yes, sir.
God bless you greatly. I greet my fellow panelists as well. You are welcome. God bless you all. Let me diaspora. Welcome. God bless you abundantly. And my fellow commenters and callers. I greet everyone. You are welcome. God bless you greatly. You see, this is indicative of how Nigeria is run. That is the case of Edo State. It's indicative of how Nigeria is run. It's not just peculiar to Edo State. It is just that is Nigeria for all of us. So we shouldn't be surprised. It's just the fact that the people of Edo State, they are more vibrant, and they are, especially when it comes to their own, they speak, they are more aware. An average Edo man knows much more about what is happening in his own state than what is happening in Nigeria as a whole. They don't care what is happening in Abuja pretty much. They don't care what is happening across the length and breadth of Nigeria, apart from what is happening in Edo State. So you can say, to some extent, that is okay. So if everybody is aware of what is going on in their own surroundings, then at least it's better than more than 95% of Nigerians that does not even know what is happening in their own local government or state, talk less of what is happening, across the length and breadth of Nigeria. They don't know what is happening. They don't know. If you think that they do, then you still have a lot of reading and still have a lot of knowledge to acquire. They don't know. So it's good. It's again, as I said, is an indicative. This is more indicative of what Nigeria is today. Just this past summer, I believe in May / early June, I was in the UK. I was in Birmingham, to be precise, and I visited the museum there. I was just walking by and I said, okay, let me just spend, my day, here, at the museum today in Birmingham. And when you enter that museum, the moment you enter that Birmingham museum, but even before I say that, inside that museum, I have pictures. There are still Edo artifacts inside there. I took pictures from the one that they took. They still have it there till today as we speak. Maybe at least, let me say, maybe they have taken it off in July, August, September, October. But as of June, when I was in that museum, there are still Edo Benin artifacts inside that museum. So if they are listening now, they should know that even there are still so many artifacts outside. But what am I saying is that when you enter that museum, you will see the board of trustee. The people that you will see there, they have like their name. So when you so in Nigeria, we are not used to order. We are not used to standard. Nigeria is only used to corruption and mediocrity, doing things halfway, doing things with no standard. They just want to do things without responsibility and accountability so that it will belongs to them. They will be in charge. Go to museums. This was in 2025. In 2024, I was at the Berlin Museum. Same thing. At the Art of Berlin there, at the Gothenburg, that wall, the West and East Berlin. I was inside that museum. It is the same thing. You will see the people that control, like the administrators. They just will not, that is their names. They just will not do things right in Nigeria. And they know. What is it? Is it rocket science? Museum. Is it not just to have administrators? And these administrators, like in Birmingham, they are locals. They are locals. They are not going to go and import somebody from, not even in UK there, they won't go and import somebody from Manchester or from Liverpool. Locals there, they are the ones like the board of trust, and they are there for a term of 2 years. It is not in perpetuity. The Oba may have, the permanent seat in that council of museum, the permanent seat as the Oba of Benin. And then they will now choose, indigenes, sons and daughters, respectable sons and daughters that will be the administrator on a 2-year term, even on a 1-year term, as administrators of the museum. What is the problem here? Is it simply because politicians just want something that they will eat in perpetuity, something that they will steal in perpetuity, something that they will have control of in perpetuity for themselves? If not, what is the problem of Obaseki? You were once the governor of the state. You had your 8 years. Period. Get a damn off the space. You have anything? Nothing. But they still want to have their hands here and there, bits and pieces all over the space. They still want to. What is wrong with our people? I've been to museums all over Europe. You will see it is the museum of so museum of this. Which one is? I've not been to, like, you are in Berlin, and then they say the Museum of Europe. How? It is Benin. It is Benin. That is even senseless. This name thing is as simple, it's straightforward. It is the Benin Royal Museum, period. Which one is East Africa, whatever again? If not criminality, if not fraud that has eaten into the fibers of every Nigerian public officials. In fact, if you have Benin Royal Museum, that is the legacy. It will be there, historical, forever. Just to distort history, that is in itself is fraudulent. That in itself is fraud. The people that agrees to that even perpetrated that for this long, they are criminals. It's as simple as that. You are not from that. You are from that state. You are a Benin man. Shouldn't you be proud that this place should be called Benin Royal Museum? Which one is West Africa? Just to attach it to themselves. It's so sickening. Very simple thing. They still can't do it. It's indicative of our problems all over Nigeria. The lies, as I always say, Nigeria is a country of lies. They swim, they eat, they sleep, they wake up in lies. And as I've said, the day the country called Nigeria wakes up to truth, that is the day the country will begin to rise. Until that day, they have no capacity to say the truth. They are embellished inside lies. They live inside lies. That's what they say every day. I was saying the other day, why should I believe the Nigerian government, for crying out loud? Why? On what basis? Everything they say is lie. Look at statistics all over the space. They are throwing statistics out now. Muslim, Christian pie, Muslim pie. What rubbish? What garbage? What for crying out loud? People are dying. People are buying. That should be the focus. And now you say, okay, who are those killing those? The Muslims that are being pied? Who are those killing them? Is it Christian? Or are Christians are the ones that are buying them? Because of lies, they cannot just say the truth. They are wasting their time now, wasting resources now on lies and propaganda. They just edify lies, glorify lies. Every day there's no limit to, okay, government is playing propaganda, fine. There's no limit for them. And before you say jack, they will be talking about sovereignty. They will be talking about your loyalty to your nation. Who is more deceptive? Who is more detrimental? Is it not the people that are lying all over the space that are killing the country? Everything is about lies. And let me say this, as far as this US stuff is concerned, it's going to happen. You can mark it. It's going to happen. The earlier the Nigerian state begins to say the truth, the better. Because as they are wasting time, right now it is only the Americans. As we speak, it's only the Americans. The more time they waste, they will begin to form coalition of the Western world, and they will form that coalition all against Nigeria. So it is better for them. I just hope someone is listening, for crying out loud. I just hope somebody, to the extent that these people are not listening. You heard one of the pastors speaking over the weekend. One of the pastors in Nigeria, one of the top one, Adeboye, is speaking. At least it was late, but it is better to be late than be the late. It shows that the man, they are not even listening to him anymore. He was kind of begging. If you are here, you have power or you have access, please go and say this to them. Why should he come out and say that? If not for the fact, I believe that it doesn't have their listening ear anymore. For whatever reason. Because they can't accept truth. They cannot accept truth. They can't take truth. They can't swallow it. They can't absorb it. You have to lie to them to get their listening ear. Go there with a bunch of lies, they will give you access. This one, there is no way they can get out of it. There is no way. They are even complicating matters. What are we talking about? Just this past weekend, the United States they have tabled it. They have tabled it in the Congress. And all you need to do, all the lies they are running all over Nigeria, it's not going to cut it. If you read the document, you know that they know everything what is happening in Nigeria. They mention everybody's name, including Tinubu himself. Inside that resolution, they mention everybody's name. So don't let anything you hear in the Nigerian media, it does not matter. Everybody's name was mentioned there. They mentioned that the Nigerians still have the guts and the audacity. After the statement by Trump, people were still crying. They put it there in that resolution. So I want to know the exit now, the way out. They are insisting now that Sharia must go. It's inside that resolution. Sharia has to go. All the blaspheming law must go in Nigeria. Because just don't read. The country of lies all over the place, edification of lies, glorification of lies all over the space. They cannot say the truth. No capacity to say the truth. For crying out loud, for the love of the country. And don't come and tell us about patriotism and sovereignty. If you continue in your lies, be responsible enough so that Nigeria can begin to walk. Let the nation begin to walk and rise up. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I'll leave you there. I appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Jonathan, thank you, sir. Thanks for that submission. God bless you. Let's hear from Midwest people. It's good to have you on the show, sir. Good evening to you. Talk to us. Midwest people, you are not there.
Yeah.
Okay,
good evening. Yeah, good evening. I greet everybody. I was trying to unmute my speaker. I greet you, my brother, for the time and for this wonderful topic. You see, the thing is this. My greatest concern of all these things is disinformation and a kind of propaganda that is, going on in Nigeria. Sometimes I just pity the youth that are growing up, or whether their capacity to understand society things is really what is disturbing them, or maybe they just don't want to learn. Now, my concern or my question is, just imagine a country or a state governed by people who have accounting background, economics background, and we have all various institutions in that state. An NGO has been registered, yet the current governor cannot even find out the owners of those NGO. And those NGO as well, foreign donors were even pouring money to it. That one has been confirmed. The account at which they put those money, the state government and the current governor don't even have access to it. And here they are deceiving our people that they want to develop them, they want to do things differently. And people are used to hold way that never actually bring developments to them. My voice tonight to my people is this. The greatest obstacle to development is the structure of the government that they designed for us. It lacks transparency, it lacks accountability. And sometimes, some years ago, I keep on saying, I said, we don't have government, we just have governor. So you just come in, you do whatever you like with immunity, and you pack your load. Sometimes they don't want to even go, as this our last week I just said. They still want to come back through back down channel to see whatever they can control, just for their own selfish interest. It is very sad in all of these things. My pain is, how do we register business in our places? And yet people are telling you they want investors. Investors are people that will come to your place with their money, their idea, and they don't stay there. No investor will leave America and come and stay with us, but they can do business with us. Now imagine registering those business. You can't even trace anything about it. The country is not safe. People bring in money. There's no way to even account for it. It speaks volume, my brother. For me, it speaks a lot of volume. Because if we set up an institutions and you set up a kind of, how will I say, a project, foreign donors are involved. We don't know the owners. We don't know the names. The state government cannot even access, except they have to set up a panel to investigate. Maybe going to federal level, trying to know the account where they were putting those money before they will not be submitting. It speaks a lot of volume about the man in Obaseki. I pray that Okpebholo should do everything possible to get a neutral body, neutral accounting firm to really look into the past administration financial dealings. They were very crude. Some of them were very, so most of them, they are very bad against the future of that land. Everything our people is suffering today just because of that guy. This shame, everything that happened yesterday, that they brought upon the state, the narration and everything, Obaseki is responsible for all. But I thank God today, I saw some decent diplomats, they were in Edo State. Today, Monday, they went to the governor's office, they discussed. From there, they went to the palace, they discussed. And I think those people, most of the countries that put their money there, like Germany, Belgium, France, and whatever, I don't know whether France is involved anyway, but I'm sure Belgium, Netherlands, those three countries, I think they're going to dig into it to really know exactly how their money was spent. They believe the king is with them and the Edo people is with them. And the deception that we are doing in fighting everybody because we want Edo people to benefit. Now, to even know the names of the owners. And again, my question is, we have museums that are returning, that want to return this Benin artifact to Benin. Among all these Benin, among all these museums, is there anyone that are registered overseas as NGO? NGOs don't go there. As the last speaker said, you see them naming museum carried history. So they must name it, you know, they must name it about a particular place or giving it a name that reflects something. That's how they do it. And government are the one that controls all of them because it doesn't create much employment. If you go there, many people are there.
We lost you there. We can't hear you anymore. All right. We need to move on. Midwest people, I don't know what happened to you, but we need to move on. I'll come back to you again. Mr. Oduwa, please talk to us. It's good to have you in the show. Good evening to you. Mr. Oduwa is not there. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. I can hear you.
Okay, I'll go see him. Please talk to us, sir. Good evening to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Niger Watch. Good evening, fellow panelists, those listening wherever they may be, and those contributing through the chat column. Greetings, all protocols duly observed. I'm particular about this museum because let us cast our mind back last year, specifically on 20th of May 2024, when it was first mooted here where we discussed it. Then we used to have, I think, my friend Chris and the Black Panther, they were here. I said, you people should take note. Let it be, Nami suggests the name of the museum. I wrote it down, and I'm looking at it now. I said, the Benin Kingdom Museum of Ancient History and Civilization. That is the title. So why I'm saying this is that, let me reiterate, because I'm talking holistically now. Of course, let me say by first of all, I condemn the show of shame, the tawdry, or not those heroic way of doing things. No, it's not done. It's below civilization. It shouldn't have been done. Somebody sent me a video clip of the ambassador, EU and ECOWAS ambassador to that museum. You know the meaning. EU ambassador coming to the museum because he had a feedback to send. That is how good, that is how important that museum is. So back to what I'm saying, or let me also add this. I've done a little bit of background this evening on that museum. It was designed by a Ghanaian architect, one of the best, and they have designed so many buildings. The name is David Ajay. From what I read, the museum is on number 1 Benin Sapele Road, Benin City. Even the telephone number is there for contact. So because of the architect, because sometimes people might not know what draws people to important public building. When they hear that the architect who designed this building, they will like to go and see it because they know the way his works are. So I've been looking at it from outside. I've not get into it. I just looked at the picture on the internet. It's what it looks like because you see, you know, the building, the ambience is like maybe Guggenheim Museum in New York, and the way it is. Museums are not supposed to be glass house or all these things. No, you may look at it as a mud house, but when you architecturally you see that it's telling you because it has to radiate the past. You know, it shows you. You think of the imagination, and the way it was carved is like they're writing M and W. There's a way the curve is. So it's something to study. Now, why I'm saying this, why I'm particular about this is this. You know, people might not know that the whole world visit Egypt for one thing, and one thing alone: pyramid. If you go to any Egyptian embassy anywhere in the world, at the moment they are giving you visa, they are giving you a leaflet. Oh, try and visit our pyramid. It's not easy. You have to go and pay some pound or dollar to just get in, and somebody will walk you around it. That's all. That's why the world go to Egypt. It's not because of the hotel in the beach. There are beaches all over Spain, all over Florida, parts of California, everywhere now, in Brazil, anywhere. But that Egypt, because of museum, because of the pyramid, something that is ancient, maybe telling you about 1,000 years history. Now, I envisage this museum to be something in that capacity because I said it. I remember what was my contribution. I said this should be something like, if you want to say, if you come into Nigeria, they say, there's a museum, very important museum. People can even come without going anywhere. Now, having said all this, you can now sort of contextualize what happened recently. So I don't really, it's a show of shame. Institutions like this should be above politics. Please, it should be above anything. It's a life of its own. It's a museum. You go there to see the ancient civilization. Oh, look at the way, the type of cooking spoon these people used to eat in those days. 1,000. This is what people want to see, and then they, what is it? Archaeologists will now start to sort of carbon date it, and start to, there are a lot to go into this. So there are a lot to go into it. Having said that, and then there's something like a board that will oversee it. It must not necessarily, it cannot just be any Dick and Harry. Yes, the day-to-day running can be any, like Jonathan was saying, yes, the day-to-day running, you come there, maybe somebody that with the tour guide who will take you and they explain this, if anything, explaining. Those ones can be local people. But the people that will determine is economic value and importance and regeneration and how to keep it sacrosanct, take it out of politics, out of anything. It can involve some world figures. Yes, he's a member of the board. I remember Shoyinka, not because he's Professor Wole Shoyinka, not because he's having this issue with America now. Shoyinka used to be something like in different board all over the world, but he's not from there. They call them Party Tom Okonjo Iweala. You see, them Okonjo was in what is it called, vaccine something or those things. But it's not only just be there. So I'm expecting this type of thing because of what it portends. It's not something that should be made in a normal party, this party that is a shame. Okay, now the ambassador, according to the film, the clip they sent to me, from being interviewed in ITV Benin. He's expressing he's not happy that talks drove them away. Even the BBC News now, if you Google and say BBC, they say what happened, the talks. No, so this you see what I'm trying to say is that people should live up and understand the gold they have. This is treasure. This is civilization. You don't. It's not something. It's not like somebody built an industry to they yield money, or maybe you open one type of a supermarket or bus stop, or even if you build a state university. So this type of thing, please, people they have to come back together and then see what this is rubbish. This is really denting the image of the thing. When I read that, I said most people do not even understand what this museum should symbolize. Let me hold on here for now. Thank you, Niger Watch.
All right, thank you, Augustine. Thank you, sir. Mr. Odua, are you ready now?
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Najawash. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone in the panel. Thank you for your view, your concern, and your good evening, Mommy Diaspora. Koye Kadao. Urwese, Senu Yeveni, Umayo Yesegewa, Urwese Kakabo. Good evening, commenters, listeners, and viewers, and the passerby. Where the concept of museum, the shape, and the beauty, whatever. And those Obaseki supporters, not Obaseki supporters, thank you all. Where at times event happens so that history will be made. What I will have to say in this museum discussions or the strategy or whatever, it is that Obaseki came to Edo because he want to grow up himself in business. And that is why he was MOU governor, because experience is really what defines human capacity. I will say that Obaseki was just looking for everywhere to make money, by all means, by fire, by force. So when people say that this museum was conveyed by private or whatever, first when we were hearing, I thought it was Mowaa or Mowaa. So because there is a name which we used to sing in our land that Mowaa Goku, Mowaa Govia, so it was a great person as of his job. So I did not even know that it was called Mowaa. It was E. I thought it was A that time. But suddenly I'm not hearing that E or A that was added to it is no longer there. It's now a West Africa artifact or whatever, museum. So, and it become private. You see people are saying that they want to create job. Hey, two people doesn't like this. And please, when you people are talking, sit down and reason. Don't just talk because you have math. No. I know it was disgrace, but Obaseki is the greatest disgrace that come to that land. Because his father or his great grandfather, whatever father he has to, because that bear that Obaseki, was the first person that starts this evil attitude. And that was why even Pedro don't even want this Nogemase to become a governor. A Pedro that is still bearing Obaseki. And people were saying that this man, we should remember the root he came from. But people say, okay, maybe he will change from that his whatever grandfather or great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather attitude. But no one knows that the same barbaric art spirit of that man is still on this Nogemase Because I used to say here that I wrote letter to Obaseki that how can we recover, how can we revamp? At that time, did not know that they sold Okpebholo cement factory. How can we revamp it so that we work for the Edo people? I'm not saying we work for me as a person or work for, wanting to work for the Edo people. He said he doesn't have ministers that will supervise the job. That time I did not know that they have sold it. So the message is sent to us that he thought we wanted to come at tie road so that he will bring contractor. Then we will bring the money for him. He will bring the contractor that will tie the road. So if we are bringing money, we cannot bring contractor that will do the road. So that is to tell you, he came just to make business in Edo people's head. This museum that people are saying the Oba doesn't have stake. Those artifacts that was taken, were they taken from your grandfather's house, or was they taken from your great-great-grandfather's place that you said Oba doesn't have stake? Those artifacts started before Oba, started during the time of Akenzua. They returned in the time of Akenzua. They returned in the time of Erediawa, and they return some now. They will still keep on returning. Now, this is why people said that they don't want to return those artifacts in a place that it will not be useful. Before they return in this Obaseki time, that was what they said. That was what led to this museum that they are building. So we don't know how it become the West Africa's own. So if they bring the artifact, it should be kept in a museum where our president Oba said his father have already make a provisions of the place that it will be kept. That is what is called Oba Kenzua Cultural Center. So they said they will do it as the Royal Museum. Did you know that Obaseki went and closed that place, that it no longer function? Until Obaseki left the governor's seat, that place was closed. It do no longer function. Then because he has these emotions, okay, that was how he destroyed Specialist Hospital. The place that is being built, this museum is built now, is a place that was using as an hospital before. Specialist Hospital, you destroy it, then he started building this museum. What led to the reason he became Ogyoba was the money that come along with the museum, with this artifact. So those people who are saying Oba doesn't have stake, if they are returning that money when they thief your property, who are they going to give the money to? Is it not you when they are returning your property to you? Then what concern Obaseki with the artifact that he was not dragging? When they say he's dragging the artifact, he's dragging the artifact, taking the money along with it. So when the money has been used to build museum and you are saying that Oba doesn't have stake, who are you? Because you don't have sense to think at all. The money that they return, the Netherlands return, and it's because it was two countries that returned with money, was used for the museum. So because Obaseki want just to make money by fire, by force. And that is why now it's a private entity. How will it be a private entity? If they are returning, if it is a private entity, why are you returning the artifact of the royal Benin history to a private entity? So we should think before we talk. First is it the Africa people who decide to say they want to come and build museum in our land where it now become the West Africa whatever? So he want to create job. He will create job. Yes, he will create. How many people will the museum employ? If really we want to create job, how many people is going to employ? And those who are saying, you as a doorman, did you not have money? Can't you think on how to create job in your land, waiting for a white man to come and invest before you invest? Instead of you to invest, you will go and be using your money to drink beer, drink Azus, drink whatever drink. The next to use and carry woman. Thank you, Mr. Najai Wash.
Thank you, Mr. Adua. God bless you, sir. Thank you. Okay, guys, we're having our final submission now. Let's be strict with G 2 minutes, so we take it from here. Sir Louis, please give us your 2 minutes final submission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I
And
think we need
later
to
we can see.
we need to get to the bottom point of this whole discussion. Obaseki messed up. There was so much fraud connecting to this Mowaa and now Mowaa. Okay, I don't really care about anyone's submission that is contrary to the fact on ground. This is not about emotions or whatever. Because when it comes to issues like this, it's not about looking at those who are connected to it, like the Philippe Cho, who is working with Obaseki, who is also in charge of Obaseki's Afri investment business. I don't know if that's the full name of Obaseki's business, and the same man is the same person who is in charge of this Mowaa in Benin. No, now the simple question we've asked them over for some days now is, who owns Mowaa? The funds that were sent by the European Union and by these European delegates and the European countries, how were those funds spent? These are simple questions. So Obaseki's idiots are all over the place, sell sort of rubbish. Who owns Mowaa? How can you build such an institution with so much funds, 3.something billion naira of government fund on a land worth 11.something billion, and then tell the people that it belongs to a private NGO? Are you okay? And some silly idiots from are sitting somewhere abroad saying rubbish. Please, let's get to the fact of this matter. And that's exactly what we are dealing with right now. And for those who are saying these people investment will not come, they will come because they are connected to the palace, not to the governor. The connection of these foreign European delegates are first to the palace, then to the governor. So this matter will be dealt with, and the relationship with the palace and the European delegate will still continue. And then, trust me, everything will be resolved after this whole Mowaa is taken away from them and returned to Royal Benin Museum. Thank you.
All right. Hopefully it happens that way. Thank you very much, my brother, Sir Louis. Thanks for coming in to put your voice to this. Jim Nation, please talk to us at your 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. I will continue on where I stopped last time. That's to wake Nigerians up. I know some of you will be upset with my submission, but that is the truth. We must wear our shoe, begin to dress, and act like the same way those who think they are criminals, those who think they are agboros, they have taken over the space. It's just like our military today. The bandit sponsors their children are military generals, majors. So how do you think Nigeria will be safe? So every one of us, for us to take our country back from this criminal, we must put on our thinking cap and remove those corporate wears we used to put and go on the street on the day we want to select our leaders and make sure we behave like the same way the Agboro are behaving. They will run away and leave us because you are majority. They are few people. But because we decide to sit at the fence, when they come, two people will come at the pulley unit and scatter the whole pulley unit. Everybody will run away and leave them because they say they are cultists, they are Agboro. Today, they are the one in government house. Today, they are the one speaking for you when you say you are a professor. A professor is used by this Agboro to rig election. So they make you, with your intellectual and all your certificate, make you useless. They push you away. So we must wake up to take back our country from this criminal element. Thank you, Mr. Najawash.
All right. By continually speaking truth to power, somehow, someday, fingers crossed, we might take our country back. Who knows? Let's continue to speak truth to power. Mr. Jonathan, are you there, sir? 2 minutes. Mr. Jonathan, you are not there. Mr. Odua?
Bye.
Okay,
Hello?
Mr. Jonathan, your 2 minutes, sir.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hello, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Ivis, nothing much, this today, over the weekend, so much happened in Nigeria. again, I will just say finally on this artifacts thing in Nigeria. I see them. I think the Oba said it, and having watched all the presentations and all of it, I just can't but agree more with what he said. He said, this is a scheme. I'm quoting him now in that speech. He said, this is a scheme to reloot the artifacts through the back door. So this is what this is all about. So that the people, they may not take the artifacts physically out of Nigeria, as in the way they took them physically, but the people that will be benefiting from it financially, it's a form of looting. See? So that is what this is all about. And I think it shouldn't be allowed to stand in any way, shape, or form. It's simple, it's direct. It is what it is. It is the Royal Museum, it's the Benin Royal Museum, period. Anybody that is against that, they are fraud. That's just what it is. I want to say about that. And then, finally, today. Yeah, okay. Anyway, because of time, let's leave everything there. But what is also important is that we should not just be unaware of this. Is
Okay.
not an isolation. Is the problem. Is a Nigerian problem all over. What we're seeing playing out in Edo State. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. Odua. Okay, Mr. Odua, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Baba Najawa. Thank everybody. Well, for those who said I'm blabbing, the blab make me to say truth. For those who don't believe on blabbing, you can go to hell with your understanding of ignorance, because those that read Bible says, say the truth, and the truth will make you free. So the museum has to be, and it must be. It is the Benin Royal Museum, because it is the Benin artifact that they are bringing. It is not Obaseki artifact or private individual artifact. So even if they add another private artifact to it, it's not bad thing. But what matter is, let our legacy not go down in the name of foreign someone who need money, in the name, or I was once a governor. No, our legacy, great Benin Empire. This is their artifact that was taken, and their children will dare see it. That this is our history, and this is our name still written on it. Thank you, Mr. Najawash. So our name will not die away. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, may our name not that way. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Augustine, please. Final, 2 minutes.
Okay. Let me use my 2 minutes. I think Madam Rita is here already. Let me use my 2 minutes to sort of correct an impression Madam Rita is making of my first submission. On 9:41 p.m., he said, maybe I kind of made submission because they mentioned that Igbo man's name. That is too belittling. I'm beyond the. Why should I even come and who is the person that I'm want to because of him? That is like I'm defending an Igbo for what? What for? Because he gave me money or what? Please. And again, Igbo is not IBO unless you just want to use it. Even if it's a mistake, next time it's IGBO. But I believe you know better. Now, why I made my first submission was I'm trying to go above to remind the people meddling with me, sort of toying with this museum, that it is equivalent to the pyramid of Egypt. That is why people visit Egypt all over the world, making money and then the name. So it should have been a case of when you say Nigeria, people will say, there's this world-class museum that is there, designed by a world-class architect. That's what I'm saying. So they will now come into being, and that's what I said before. So I'm not saying that the earlier issue of Obaseki stole money or stole money. Maybe I've said it here when Okpebholo started, that let him 4 top auditing firm in the world, just employ one of them, Let him come and audit everything. When they said Aswe took 22 cars, and though in those days it was happening every day. So I suggested this, because that way you clear, you tell the people of Edo you are both criticisms. So if I probe you, it means that when I'm going now, somebody will probe me. Alex Oti in Abia State stopped what's it called, the pension for former governors, which means he will not take. That's what it means. That's why I said all this. So this my museum, what I'm saying stays, because I have to go and research it this evening, see the architect who designed it and why it is important. So they should not do or whatever people handling it. Let them see it as if it's a national treasure that will bring the entire world to Benin. That even if you don't want to see anything in Benin, when they mention museum, just like pyramid, you say museum in Nigeria, you say it's in Benin. It's an ancient, it's for us. Me, I will benefit. I can go there one day to go and know the history, because it's something that is ancient. So that is what I'm going. I'm not talking of who thief money. Whoever thief money now should be dealt with. People have said a lot about it, but that doesn't mean that because they mention Igbo man, then that's why me. No, Madari, you should know me by now. Thank you. I stop here, Niger Watch. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Augustine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. Okay. The last person on the panel is Mandarita. Let's give her opportunity to talk to us. Mandarita, both your first and your final submission. Everything is 8 minutes.
Thank you. With that, thank you so much. Good evening. My lovely mommy, I'm still your baby girl who loves you. Greetings to everybody in the panel. Dr. CM, good evening. Mr. Lewis, one pot of black soup for you. You have qualified. And I greet Alabo and Mr. Jonathan. I think Mr. Oduwa there. Sorry, the text is so small. Yes, good evening. And good evening to every good Edo sons and daughters in the panel, and also our other brothers and sisters who are not even Edo people. Good evening. First of all, I'd like to respond to Dr. CM. Dr. CM, I apologize if you feel offended, but however, this issue of Edo State, it's a very, very sensitive and spiritual issue. I am emphasizing sensitivity and spirituality surrounding what is going on. And for the spelling of Igbo, I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get confused. I use the IGBO. Some Igbo people will tell me, no, I'm spelling it wrong. And then the other way around. So what comes to my fingers when I'm typing is the short one, IBO. So, but I'm sorry. And thank you very much for the correction. And anybody correct me again to switch over, I will switch over to the other spelling. But thank you very much. And Dr. CM, there's a reason why I said what I said. I wanted to delete it, but I said, you know what? I want to leave it because I know that you read the comments. The basis of your submission in the beginning, maybe you can go back. I'm on the receiving end. That's why I got to a certain point. I said, Dr. CM, I will not make assumptions. I want to really understand what you were saying. But based on what you're saying now, like, okay, you're actually talking about the importance of having a museum, and the management of it and all that. But your submission, just like so many other people, is not the main issue of what we're talking about now. However, thank you for your education about the importance of a museum. But you might not feel what I'm feeling because I'm a proud Edo woman. I'm a proud Benin woman. And what is happening is painful, it's embarrassing, and it's annoying. And thank you, Mr. Elvis. You are a great Benin man. When you said this problem, for me, I blame Madam Soshomole. For me, when I see all this cantankerous back and forth, whether it's politics or some miscreants, some modern that is online talking crap about their own father, it's shameful. It's shameful. And all this has brought embarrassment. I'm not even talking about politics right now. Please, can you guys just be patient with me? Just listen to what I have to say. I have been pondering on everything that's going on. I have come to a conclusion that it is spiritual. What is happening now is spiritual. People tend to forget a lot of things. When Governor Obaseki became governor, who was his deputy? was Philip Shaibu, right? In 1897, Obavare's close chief, as Gordon Obaseki's great grandfather, whatever, I really don't care. This is for educational purposes. It was Obaseki, right? And then we had Captain Robert Phillips in 1897 led the expedition. And at some point, he was spied to the ground, right? He did not finish his expedition. Yes, he did not finish it. He was spied because he wanted to prove that the white man knows better or they can go against our tradition. Fast forward, 2023, Philip Shaibu, the deputy, same Philip. That's why I said it is spiritual. Same Philip did not finish his tenure, just like the way Captain Robert Phillips did not finish his expedition. Philip Shaibu was kicked out from being the deputy governor. He did not finish the tenure. Fast forward, what happened? Obavare was betrayed. He was taken to Calabar. Who was in charge? Who was the one speaking on behalf of the Benin people working with the British? Obaseki. Fast forward, today, Gordon Obaseki, after dumping Philip, continued, started liaising with foreigners, with all the shenanigans, which I'm going to talk about if I have time, that happened that kind of birthed this Mowaa thing, relating to the stolen, I like to use the word stolen beneath artworks. Are you guys seeing something going on? That's why I say spiritual. Fast forward, many Benin people, as at that time, were either for working for Obaseki because he had more power, connection to the Potoki, as they called them that time, the white people. He had money. He started building his palace almost similar to the Oba palace that we see today, which is bigger than what you are seeing because the palace is not just there. In case some people don't know, it was all those Ogbe, all those places was just palace. What we see today with where you have buildings and companies, were all part of the palace as at that time. So what happened? Confusion in the land. The land was hard, like there was some sort of unrest. And that unrest is what's happening today concerning this artifact, concerning our culture, concerning our great Oba, our legacy as Benin people. It was happening as at that time. Many people succumbed to Obaseki, and now some ignoramus, in fact, ignoramus is a very nice word for me to use for them. I will call them fools. Because they have all the tools to realize what is happening now, but they choose not to because of one stupid reason or the other. They have the Godwin Obaseki fever. I like to use his name, Godwin Obaseki, in small letters. It's deliberate. I don't care what any of you think, because I know there are some other people from Obaseki family that are not like Godwin Obaseki. They are not like that.
Manuel.
So fast forward, what is happening then and what is happening now? Everywhere is shaking, just like everywhere was shaking as at that time. But at the end, there was victory. There was victory that led to Oba Akenzua II. So all these shenanigans happening now, misinformation, misinterpretation, perception, assumption, it is going on now. I say it is spiritual. Now, it is left for you, Edo people or non-Edo people. Because it is people who are not Edo people, who are not Bini, you can't really blame them. But I'm blaming you because you are in a generation where you can grasp information. It's not just being emotional. You can grasp information and ask questions before you come out to talk. So that's why someone like me, we continue to, I'll better disrespect you because you're not an Edo person, because you refuse to understand the history, you refuse to ask questions, you just want to join the bandwagon. It is spiritual. At the end of the day, you see all this noise making everywhere? You see all this noise making everywhere? I pity those of you supporting Obaseki. I pity most of you who are going online, giving wrong information, confusing everywhere, making everything convoluted. I pity you, because at the end of the day, you're all going to fail, man. You're all going to fail. It's just a matter of time. It is spiritual. Now, that name, Mowaa, Mr. Elvis, I know it's 8 minutes, but maybe, please, you have to make a part 2 or part 3 series of this, because this is not going anywhere anytime soon, but we are going to get victory. Benin are going to get victory. We're going to get our respect back. And it has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with politics or money. I'm repeating, it's got nothing to do with politics or money. But most of you who are ignoramus and fools do not want to read, do not want to sit down, analyze it truthfully within your heart of hearts. Forget about Obaseki, forget about all the noise. Sit down truthfully and in a very quiet place. Well, I will not teach you how to meditate or how to get yourself to understand certain things. That the onus is on you. But sit and be honest. Honesty is so hard for human beings. It's so hard. Some people, you cannot get victory, you cannot get freedom unless you are being honest. Anybody who is a drug addict, unless you admit that you're a drunkard, you cannot say you want help. But many of them are refused to admit they are not giving accolades to a thief, a scammer, Godwin Obaseki in small letters. That is the problem here. They're not talking about the real issues here. Somebody swindled the Oba of Benin, the palace of the Oba of Benin, swindled Edo people, Koro. I have been saying it for the past few years. People were saying, oh, I hate the man. Like, what has hate got to do with it? Somebody is scamming my people. Somebody is scanning my people. And I will not talk. You say I hate him. My dear, I really don't give a rat's behind if you say I hate him. I'm sure most of you know me by now. I really don't give a rat's behind. But the more you talk about it, I'm so thick-skinned. You're only giving me power to talk and do more research. This is why I say it is spiritual. Now, that Mowaa name, you see that word, West African arts? I understood something there. You see that word West Africa in that word? Because the plan is a marketing word, West Africa. It was a marketing strategy. Because the plan eventually is to make these foreigners feel that apart from the Benin artifacts that, proposed to be there, other artworks from West African countries will be in that museum, not just Benin artwork. It's not just Benin artwork. So it was a marketing, I think it was a marketing strategy for them, but that marketing was not meant for Edo people, was meant for certain group of people. Please, this Mr. Philip Nacho, anything he's doing, don't tell me anything he's doing, any decision he's making, he has to get a go-ahead from Obaseki. He has to get a go-ahead from Obaseki. And what is that not conflict of interest? Where most of you who are supported that live in diaspora, most of you there, don't you understand what conflict of interest means? How can somebody own a company, a private company that was constitutionally placed in a position to serve you? And now there's a proposed building now that's controversial. I don't want to go into the history. He's now put somebody who's working for his company to lead that delegation. Is that right? Mr. Elvis, thank you.
All right, Mandarita, thank you very much for that, for coming in to put your voice to this. Yes, I believe we have ironed and touched every area. What is wrong is wrong. Anyhow you want to look at it, if it's wrong, it's wrong. The way those white people were treated, I don't like it. And the people who went there to behave like tout was another thing. Then the foundation of this whole thing we are facing is Obaseki. So let's take it the way it is. I've come to the end of this broadcast. I want to appreciate every one of you that came in today to put your voice to this. Sir Louis, thank you very much. J Nation, Mr. Alabo, appreciate you. Mr. Jonathan, appreciate you. My brother, Mr. Odoa. Augustine, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mandarita, for coming in. I appreciate you all.
Niger Watch.
Appreciate every one of you.
Please.
Nobody. Go ahead, sir, quickly.
Niger Watch, please. Okay, please, just let me say this. Please, for those that no, I'm not responding. No, nothing. No, for those that are listening, please, it is personal to me. Whatever controversy or whatever is surrounding this museum, please, those involved should iron it out. This is a great institution. Where I like it. I'm using it to. I'm comparing it to the pyramid of Egypt. This is the reason why the whole world go to Egypt. Nothing more. If this museum should assume its pride of place, that is my own benefit. I have no dog in the fight. Whatever it is that is surrounding it, please, those involved should trash it out. I don't care who's ox. If it's me that is involved, please deal with me the way it should be. But that is what I want to say, so that people should understand my independent sort of what is it called? Independent interest I'm having. Is because it's an institution that will outlive everybody, and it should be a remarkable landmark for those that you want to visit Benin. If there's nothing you want to go and see, you say because of the museum. Thank you.
All right, Augustine, that's a wonderful one. No one should be exempted. Just say it how it is. That's it. I support that. I appreciate you all. Thanks for those of you that called in today, Mr. Tony Africa, Mr. Shimizi, Simon. I think that was it though. Yes, I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. And nobody buy me coffee today. Another day is ahead. I appreciate you all, my people. Mother for Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you for all that you do for us. Abo Azim, my brother, I appreciate you. Thanks for all that you do. Mother Peggy Modi, thank you very much, ma. Mother Mama Bright, thank you very much, ma. Anthony Ola, thank you, my people. Mike Akionbari, Destiny Available, Simon Nabonje, Manastella Masevedo, Bex Manx is with us. Bex Manx, you'll be absent for a while now. What's happening? It's good to hear from you, my brother. Golden Night Stars, Love Mondoka, thank you. Black Panther, my brother, and many others. Michael and Amaro, thank you very much. Love Mondoka once again. Okay, I'll also end the show right now. See you guys again. Fingers crossed tomorrow, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. If we can, pre-recorded videos will be uploaded for you during the day. Now, yeah, we join the call to my people. Now God bless you, man. Good night and bye for now.